Okay, guys, it is the Blood Raven shooting phase versus the Thousand Suns. Dan, what would you like to shoot first?
Well, I need to kill something, so I'm really thinking. Your characters are there, and I've got some snipers, so I'm thinking I probably should kill them.
Okay.
So I might go. Ahriman's there. Ahriman's got his warlord trait, so do you know what? We'll try and start this one with the eliminators. Actually, hold on. No, we're gonna go with the grav into the rubrics.
Okay.
Because I've just literally just math hammered it, and
what are you playing at?
I'm playing with this cool app.
What
It's
app?
brilliant. So this math hammer app.
Hey guys, the new Math Hammer app that's brand new to the App Store revolutionises the way you can work out the effectiveness of different units across the game. There's a bunch of cool features that you can use to represent different units and abilities. It has multiple weapons to see the full damage output of a single unit instantly, full support for rerolls, modifiers, exploding stickers and much more. For example, instant grav that we were about to use, it knew that we needed to reroll wounds and damage rolls, as well as take into account like chapter masters nearby, etc. It has full profile analysis in one click. You can see return of investments. You can compare points values for the attack and defender to work out how effective one unit is killing another, and then gain the points value of that. You can quickly input and save attacker and defender profiles and get instant results for your saved profiles as well. I wouldn't promote something on the channel that I don't believe in. I've used this app personally, and that is hands down honest truth. I have used this myself to work out what units I want to take at the next few tournaments I'm going to in the near future. Massive shout out to Math Hammer for coming forward and supporting us, so hopefully you guys can help them in return. Like, they let us basically do anything we want, so it was really cool, so thanks for that. You can find the app on the App Store, search for Math Hammer and make sure you look for the correct logo and get that cool app. So thanks to you guys, and hopefully you enjoy the video.
Okay, guys, it is the Blood Raven shooting phase versus the Thousand Suns. Dan, what would you like to shoot first?
Well, I need to kill something, so I'm really thinking. Your characters are there, and I've got some snipers, so I'm thinking I probably should kill them.
Okay.
So I might go. Ahriman's there. Ahriman's got his warlord trait, so do you know what? We'll try and start this one with the eliminators. Actually, hold on. No, we're gonna go with the grav into the rubrics.
Okay.
Because I've just literally just math hammered it, and
what are you playing at?
I'm playing with this cool app.
What
It's
app?
brilliant. So this math hammer app.
Hey guys, the new Math Hammer app that's brand new to the App Store revolutionises the way you can work out the effectiveness of different units across the game. There's a bunch of cool features that you can use to represent different units and abilities. It has multiple weapons to see the full damage output of a single unit instantly, full support for rerolls, modifiers, exploding stickers and much more. For example, instant grav that we were about to use, it knew that we needed to reroll wounds and damage rolls, as well as take into account like chapter masters nearby, etc. It has full profile analysis in one click. You can see return of investments. You can compare points values for the attack and defender to work out how effective one unit is killing another, and then gain the points value of that. You can quickly input and save attacker and defender profiles and get instant results for your saved profiles as well. I wouldn't promote something on the channel that I don't believe in. I've used this app personally, and that is hands down honest truth. I have used this myself to work out what units I want to take at the next few tournaments I'm going to in the near future. Massive shout out to Math Hammer for coming forward and supporting us, so hopefully you guys can help them in return. Like, they let us basically do anything we want, so it was really cool, so thanks for that. You can find the app on the App Store, search for Math Hammer and make sure you look for the correct logo and get that cool app. So thanks to you guys, and hopefully you enjoy the video.
Okay, guys, it is the Blood.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. What? What?
Are you ready? He says.
And then I dropped,
misses
and then
the cue.
the microphone like fell. Right, we're starting again. We're starting again. Welcome, guys, to the Prague Open final.
Hey.
the ITC final, the ITC GT that they are running this weekend. An 88-man event comes down to actually 4 people who could win. What's this?
It's giving you the horrible looking list,
okay.
and I'll have the really nice, easy list.
So today, in this, and this is, we should say, we'll get it straight out there. This is table 2. It is not table 1. One of the players who is known in the community, let's say, did not want to come on stream just to save hassle. So we're going to stream table 2. These guys are both in contention to win the event.
Yep.
If they win, they could win if the other players don't max out, basically. So if they jump in the points, they could still win. So whilst it's not the top table, it is table 2. It is technically a top table.
Yeah.
So we'll just put that out there straight away. Just cut the hassle, cut the drama. We're not going to dance.
Drama.
Cut to the drama, yes, indeed. So speaking of that, we're going to be playing What's Yours Is Mine, which is 5 objectives.
Yep.
1 in the middle. I place 1, then you place 1, then I place 1 in your deployment zone, and then you place 1 in my deployment zone. Is that okay? If I hold the 2 I placed, I get a point. If you hold the 2 you placed, you get a point.
If I come and steal yours,
Yeah?
do I get 3 points?
No. So there's only 1 bonus point. So there you go. So that's What's Yours Is Mine. That's the mission. So we've got Micah with Tyranids, which is undefeated Tyranids.
He's undefeated.
And he's up against Sebastian with Iron Hands, which is, it's not the traditional Brohammer list, but it is a very, very good Iron Hands list. So we'll see how he gets on today. But Micah, like, coming out of nowhere with Tyranids, like, what the actual hell? You know what I mean? It's like, whoa.
He's done well,
okay.
hasn't he?
Tyranids, undefeated. I thought Tyranids were the worst faction. But they've gone 4-0 at this event, which is really cool.
Yep.
Obviously, Moon Tyranid in the chat, absolutely loving live. He's going to be able to watch some Tyranids eat and gribble stuff all day. So this is the final of the event. So whoever wins this could potentially win the event. Exoria, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Have we got any final words before we go into it?
No, I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be a good game.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm sure too. So, Thore87, thank you very much for the follow. I want to say a massive thank you to Prague Open Wargaming event and GameMat.eu for flying us out here to cover their event. They're using all GameMat.eu boards, all GameMat.eu terrain, so they're going to be using the City of Steel terrain once again. Then it's a standard deployment setup, so all the terrain is in one place for all of the event. So massive thank you to them. Massive thank you to Mathhammer for sponsoring us to come and stream this event. So as you saw an advert at the beginning, it's a super cool app. You can check averages and statistics and probabilities.
This is the Tyranid threat. Gribble, gribble.
Gribble, gribble!
Hello, I am the Tyranid
They
threat.
gribbled their way to the final, exactly, Tom. So yeah. Massive shout out to Mathhammer, super cool app. If you type !Mathhammer on Twitch, then you can get a link to there. We've been told there is a free app. There's a free version of the app if you just want to try it out, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So fair play to them. So you don't even have to pay for it. Mathhammer is free. It is limited features. However, there's a free version that you can try it out. The event is on Tawny Keeper. I'm sure I can probably get the link up eventually, but if you just put tawnykeeper.com, it's one of the first events, but it's the biggest event being run on there this weekend. So if you want to look at the list, you can use !Lists on Twitch, but I'll share that to all of the channels. We're streaming to live to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the same time. Just a second. Boom, there you go. So, without further ado, they have started deploying, haven't they?
Yes.
So let's cut to the top-down view. We're going to talk about the lists right now while they deploy. So here we are. This is top-down. We have Sebastian versus Michael. I'm going to have to do some cropping, Elliot, so while you're reading through the list, I'll sort that. But President gribbled for 2020. Amazing. So it's What's Yours Is Mine, as you said, with this 5 objectives. Let's get the right colour up.
So just really quickly, it's complete deployment. So Sebastian is going first.
Okay.
So he's setting up his Marines. However, Micah wants to, in order to avoid wasting his own time, has started setting up his models. I believe the players have agreed that that's okay between themselves.
Right, okay.
So he's just started setting up his Tyranids. I guess mainly because it'll take absolutely forever for him to...
Yeah.
set them
So
up.
this is on points, but it's, I believe this is table 2, what we're streaming right now. This is actually table 2. So I believe the points are, the win-loss isn't come into it, but these guys are the highest in the rankings.
Yeah.
So The top table is Iron Hands versus Imperial Fists, and one of the players didn't want to come on stream, so he couldn't force them on. So there's 5 objectives. There's one in the centre, which is here. What's this? What's this, Elliot? What have you done? You've broken it.
No, we never got a tutorial, so
You never got a tutorial.
we just kind of went ham. Well, no, you've broken it.
I fixed it. We've got one objective here. Obviously, one here, which has been placed outside. Oh, that is in the deployment zone. And then this one is the opposing one in the deployment zone. So we have, they are, let's have a look. So we have Micah's, which is here and here. And then we have Sebastian's, which is here and then here. There you go. So if they hold those 2 objectives respectively, then they get the bonus point in the round. So why don't we talk about, have you got Micah's list?
What I want to talk about first of all is how all those check objective markers are all the wrong orientation and
Yes,
how it's
they are.
upsetting me.
Jay. Obviously we have Jay from Mohawk Miniatures helping us out badly because he's not turned the objectives.
The players get to
Turn them.
Boo! So, no further ado,
Why don't you go through the list, Elliot?
I'm going to start going through the list. So, Micah has brought a battalion detachment of his Tyranids. They are High Fleet Kraken. Mikey, what do Kraken do? Here's
So
a good
Kraken,
question.
they have their chapter tactic or their high fleet adaptation or whatever they decide to call it these days. They can roll 3d6 and pick the highest when they advance, which is really good.
They can also fall out of combat and charge.
Potentially. I don't think so.
Micah's under the impression that that's how his army works.
His entire army? Okay, maybe. I'm pretty sure.
Just the High Fleet Kraken stuff, not
Right,
the
okay.
whole army.
Oh, they
no,
can.
not
So
the High
Moon
Fleet
Tunic says we
Kraken.
can.
So he's got 3 Sage Crews, he's got the Brood Lord and the Swarm Lord. They're both in there. And then for his troops, he has a squad of 16 Gene Stealers who've all got. There's 6. So they've all got Rending Claws, obviously, and there are 4 Acid Maws in there. And then there's a squad of 20 Gene Stealers, again with Rending Claws, 5 Acid Maws in there. Now, I can tell you that as per the new rules, well, not super new anymore, but, they're still there, they have taken an adaptation, so adaptive
Okay.
biology.
Yes. So new rules being last year's rules.
Yeah.
But December last year.
Yeah. So the 20-man Gene Stealer unit can get off a 6-inch heroic intervention.
Wow. Okay, that's really good.
So really nice for them. And then lastly, there's an 11 bug. I don't want to say 11-man squad.
11 bug squad.
11 bug squad of Hormagods. We then have a battalion detachment of High Fleet Kronos. What do Kronos do, Mikey?
So
I'm gonna let
Kronos,
you, and then I'm
if
gonna
they
tell you
stand
wrong.
still, they can reroll ones to hit in the shooting phase.
So for his HQs there, he has a Neurothrope, that is his Warlord. Not too sure on Warlord trait at the moment, but I'm sure we'll get that information later. And we also have a Tyranid Prime.
Tyranid Prime, he's like a Tyranid warrior, but he's the leader.
Yeah, so he's got Bone Swords and a Death Spitter. Troops-wise, he has 2 lots of Ripper Swarms with 3 bases in them each.
Super cheap.
He has a Tyranid Warrior Squad, which has... Let me count. 9. Not 10. 9
not
Tyranid
10.
Warriors.
Okay.
6 of them have Bone Swords and Death Spitters, and then 2 of them have Venom Cannons with Bone Swords, and 1 of them has a Venom Cannon with Scythe and Talons.
Fantastic.
So, big
You
mix.
appreciate that Tyranids can be a bit funky with their loadouts sometimes.
Yeah, all kind of got different bits.
Yeah.
Elites, we have Hive Guard, we've got Impaler Cannons, 2 lots of 6 of them.
So the
Apologies.
Impaler Cannons are strength 8, -2 and D3 damage, ignoring line of sight at 36-inch range, which is really good. Tough on this deployment phase, deployment type. Yeah. But also single-minded devastation, so they can shoot twice a phase as well.
Yeah. So that's their response to Endless Cacophony, essentially, isn't it?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. And then lastly, we have a heavy support slot. Is an Exocrine, which is the artillery boy, isn't it? It's the thick boy.
Extra crime.
And he has another adaptive biology, and that is a 5+ invuln.
Yeah, so it gives him a 5+ in run and all. I think it's like adapted carapace or something like that. So it gives him a 5+ in run, but also when you check your damage table, you double the number of wounds you have remaining for depending on what you do.
That's cool.
So they have to take I think it's 9 wounds before they actually degrade. So they have to be on 3 left. So welcome everybody who's in. So currently the Iron Hands player is going first, Sebastian. We're welcoming.
It is important to note that we are still using the 2009 ITC pack.
19.
That's what I said, isn't it?
You said 2009.
Wow, yeah. No, 2019.
We're definitely not using the 2009.
ITC pack, yeah, the 10-year-old pack.
No, we're using the essentially current pack, but they have released the beta now, which is the 2020 pack.
Yes.
So we are using 2019, the final time we'll ever stream this pack.
Yeah, they're not using the beta rules today purely because the list cut off was before the
pack came out. And the pack is still ever changing.
Yeah.
It's like Zinch.
So they could be a C's roll. So Sebby's going first, but because it's still the old pack, they could be a C's roll, so we'll have to see.
He has played super defensively if he does get seized on.
Whether Micah decides to
which
do
is
that.
really good. So,
So we just heard from the table then that we don't think he'll even bother to take the C's. He'll probably just
wait.
passive. Yeah.
Because, I mean, looking at how they're deployed right now, is that Sebastian's not going to be able to do much if he does go first. To be able to move the Centurions and shoot a couple of las cannons.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'll just sit at the back and shoot my indirect fire. My indirect fire is better than yours. Yeah, we're going to go through his list, but we should say that he's only got 1 Thunderfire cannon, whereas Micah has 2 units of Hive Guard, which are considerably better. So we can kind of just see, let's draw on the screen. They're just being told that these Gene Stealers, this one and this one, on these green models, they've decided to use green Lumans to decide who has the acid mores. So you can see that they are essentially power swords instead of normal red Inklings, which is really cool. Even if the Tyranids lose, they've won our hearts, exactly. Yeah, so what a great, we're going to have a great time, we'll be had by all. Okay.
So that unit that he's put down there is the unit of 20.
Yeah.
Not put the 16 unit down yet.
Okay, so shall we talk about Sebastian's list, the Iron Hands?
I have a feeling Micah's going to be doing that for a little while. So.
Yeah. So he has a captain with a jump pack, a chainsword, and a storm shield in his first Vanguard detachment, who has the Teeth of Terror and Imperium Sword. So Teeth of Terror gives you +3 attacks, makes your strength 5, -2 and 2 damage. Imperium Sword gives you +1 attack, re-roll the charge, and +1 strength on the charge.
Wow.
So he's got like 9 attacks, strength 6, -2 and 2 damage, which is really good. Then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Centurions of the Assault flavour. They've been salted. They're not like sweet like the Grav Cannon ones are. So they're salty ones. 2 of them have assault launchers, but the other 3 have hurricane bolters, and they all have flamers. So probably should note that this army does look a lot like Raptors, which are a Raven Guard successor, but they're being played as Iron Hands. So then we have a Primaris Apothecary who's a Chief Apothecary. He's been to school in the future because he's the father of the future, and he's got Father of the Future and something else which I can't quite read the writing. So essentially, Father of the Future gives a 6+ Feel No Pain if any units within 6, unless you've already got 6+ Feel No Pain with All Flesh's Weakness, which is the Iron Hands chapter tactic, and it becomes a 5+. So they've actually got 5+ Feel No Pain, which is really good. Someone said Hive Guard, a unit my friend plays. In 5 matches, I've never seen them. I don't even know what they look like.
Yeah, it's true, they're normally.
But then also in that Vanguard, we have the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought with the Cyclone Missile Launcher, a melee weapon, which is a Chain Fist, a Storm Bolter, and a Twin Las Cannon, who is a character. So he's a character, so obviously he can use stratagems like Conjugated Martyrdom to intercept wounds for the Dreadnought with Intercessors or another infantry model. Then we have a battalion, which is the Indomitus Crusaders. We've just been informed that he has actually magnetised every single weapon from the Warriors, which is really cool. So fair play. So first off, the HQ in the battalion, guess who it is, Elliot? It's the infamous Iron Father Phydos.
Ferris.
So who gives...
Iron Father Iron.
Iron Father Iron for brother!
Iron Father
Iron Father. Iron Father Phyros. Someone corrected me the other day because I asked for an iron and they said, oh, do you mean iron?
Yeah.
Excuse
me, do you have an iron? And he looks really puzzled for a good...
And he said, do you mean an
3
iron?
seconds. Oh, you mean an iron?
Yes. And I
You're
was like, yes, the
sorry.
iron. Here's the C's roll. Wait for it.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to the first turn. So I'll finish the list quickly. Wakai, thank you very much for the follow. So we got Iron Father Phyros, who's going to give a 5+1 to all those intercessors. We got the Primaris Lieutenant with Massacraster Stalker Bolt Rifle, who is a Grey Shield. And the Grey Shield obviously lets, at the start of the battle round, start the movement phase, sorry, you can make the Iron Hands infantry have a second chapter tactic, which is really cool. So you can make them White Scars or Imperial Fists for a turn, which is really good. Then he has a second battalion. He has a Chaplain Dreadnought with Catechism of Fire and another Chaplain Dreadnought, both with twin las cannons with Recitation and Focus. So Catechism of Fire +1 to wound. Recitation and Focus, I believe that's +1 to hit, but I'll double check that for you. Then we have 1, 2, 3 units of 5 intercessors, a Suppressor Squad with the autocannons, Eliminator Squad with the bolt rifles, the bolt rifle snipers, and a Thunderfire cannon. So a nasty Iron Hands list, super strong. So, Elliot, how do you think this is going to go? What do you think we're going to see? What do you think is the most exciting? What do you want to see?
I want to see the Tyranids smash it.
You want to see the Tyranids smash it?
Yeah.
I also want to see the Tyranids smash it, but I don't think they will. So I think, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to go for the glory support. I'm going to have to go for the Iron Hands. So I don't want to, it's the boogeyman of the room, but yeah, so you're going to back the Tyranids, I'm going to back the Iron Hands, and that's how it's going to go in this game. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, Mikey, Jay just had an interesting comment.
So,
okay, moving on.
so what do you think the Tyranids are going to do to stop the onslaught of the Iron Hands?
They're going to have to run really quickly, aren't they? They're going to have to use their Hive Guard to try and shut down some of the bigger shooting.
Yeah.
I know that shooting the Dreadnoughts will trap, so maybe shutting down the Thunderfire Cannon.
Get rid of the Thunderfire Cannon first is probably the best shout, and then start focusing on the intercessors because they're going to help him score the points.
Yep. What about the Centurions?
The Centurions are nasty, yeah. Maybe go for the Centurions first because, I mean, -2, so obviously they're only going to get 4+ save, and it's D3 damage. If Iron Hands win, we all absorb. I don't think that's a fair trade-off. If that is correct, then just before we get the final score, I will kill the stream, so you'll never know. But yeah, obviously the Kraken Gene Stealers, they can advance 3d6, pick the highest, but also there's a stratagem called Metabolic Overdrive where they can double the advance range. So they can get 12-inch advance, and they already moved 8, so that's 20 inches. So 20 inches from Gene Stealers, and also, because they're Gene Stealers, they can advance and charge, which is really good. So I think we're going to see a slow burning game at the start because the Iron Hands have got to play super defensively. Because if the Gene Stealers get in there, then there's going to be a bit of a mess probably. But they are tough to kill with 2 wounds. I mean, Gene Stealers reduce the armor saves, but the intercessors have 2 wounds. They hit back really well. So we're going to see. So hopefully I'm going to be able to get the second camera. So if Jay can follow some camera moving instructions. If you go down and then to the right, if you could. We're just going to try and get a second view of Sebastian's movement phase, which will be really good. More than that, if you can. There you go. Thank you, Jay. We got that second view, so you can see the deployment phase here. Well, the movement phase, sorry. So we've got the Centurions sat in the middle on that crater. Then we've got the Thunderfire Cannon here. We've got some Intercessors. We've got the Contemptor. And the Intercessors being really close to intercept wounds if needed. I realised I did an upside down smile. Smiley face. You've got another unit of intercessors strung out here, and then obviously another chaplain dreadnought just under Sebastian's head there. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens, I suppose. Trying to work out what the apothecary is. So we've got Pharos here. I believe the apothecary is there. So we got that's a Pharos. So we got the captain with chainsword there, or the teeth of terror. So
it'll be interesting to see then what Iron Hands do this first turn. I imagine just try and kick out as much firepower down range. Yeah,
exactly. So try and hit what they can. The problem is it's hammer and anvil, and both players have relatively short range weapons. Obviously, the Iron Hand's main threat range is 36 to 24 because of the Stalker Bolt rifles, which obviously they're ignoring the penalty and re-rolling the hits because of their super doctrine. And obviously then we've got the Hive card on the opposing side, which only have a 36-inch range and want to stand still because then they re-roll ones to hit. So Iron Hand shooting phase coming up now, guys. Here we go, this is the lay of the land before we go into the shooting phase.
So I think we did have a bit of an update from the table before. I believe, does he have a priest?
He's got a chaplain.
Right, okay, so there was a +1 to wound buff went off.
Okay, so that's where you choose a unit within 6 and they get +1 to wound against the closest visible unit. Do we know who that went off on? Okay, so put it onto a contemptor. So contemptor has +1 to wound. There you go.
Interesting. So
Tyranids indeed, Lord of Call. How you doing, mate? So we are in just the first turn of the finals. Okay, so you just had some info from the table, Elliot. I've heard. Have we had some info from the table?
Yeah, just in terms of housekeeping rules. So the players today are going to be re-rolling anything that isn't completely flat, 100% flat, on the actual battle map. So anything that lands in terrain, anything that's a little bit cocked, if it sort of like bounces up a model and it's at a bit of an angle, it's all being re-rolled.
Okay, cool. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this epic final game of the Prague Open Wargaming event. Massive thank you if you've tuned in, if you're already a follower, but if you're not, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. We're currently streaming live there. We're also live on Twitch and Facebook. We're trying to hit 12,000 subs before the end of the day.
So I think 15 Hormagaunts have died so far, just keeping everyone up to date.
Not surprising. Yeah, so the Hormagaunts are all dead. That's kill one.
There was 11 in the squad.
Okay. Obviously, Sebastian has gone for gangbusters, so if he kills any of those Tyranid warriors, he's going to start scoring points.
Yep.
He's gone for ground control, so it's to hold an objective at the end of the game, get a point. And the Reaper, so kill 80 models.
Makes sense. Now, for those who aren't in the know, such as me, why have they got asterisks next to them?
Why have you got an asterisk
one
then?
per turn?
No, so the asterisk means that you can stack them with other secondaries. So you can capture them. Usually a unit can only score one type of secondary, but if they have an asterisk, they can usually do the same thing. And basically they can score them at the same time with something else. For example, ground control and or the Reaper, you can score gangbusters and the Reaper together because they both kill units. So the gangbusters is kill models with 3 or more wounds, and the Reaper is kill models just straight up, 80 models. So you could score that with the warriors, use the warriors to score in both objectives. So you can score gangbusters, but also rack up those kills from the warriors for the Reaper.
So that is 3 warriors as well. With the
there you go. That's a gangbuster point, as we were just saying, and 3 models towards Reaper. Thank you for timing that so perfectly, Sebastian. That looks like the end of the turn. So he's on for kill and hold. And then that is no gangbusters, no ground control, and no Reaper yet. Micah has gone for Headhunter, which is kill characters, Recon, be all over the board in corners, and Butcher's Bill, so kill 2 units in the turn. And I think that is going to be a... I think that's going to be a terrible secondary because Iron Hands are ludicrously hard to kill. With that 5+ invuln, 5+ feel no pain, so many wounds in a unit. So Butcher's Bill is going to be super tough. But we'll see. I mean, maybe we're just not seeing it yet. I mean, this guy has gone undefeated so far.
Yeah.
What a cool looking army.
He was at Amsterdam as well.
So it looks like the first unit of G-Steelers are advancing up.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is nothing that we wouldn't be expecting from the Tyranid player right now. Just throwing everything up the board and keeping those Hive Guard in the back.
Yeah. So 16 man.
Yeah,
sorry,
16 man there, the ones without the adaptive biology.
Yes. Ben, what's the adaptive biology again on the 20-man unit?
What's that, sorry?
What was the adaptive biology on the 20-man unit?
It was the 6-inch heroic intervention.
Very good, very good.
Was that a quiz?
No, it was just checking.
The way you went. Very good, very good.
Very good.
I've got my
Very
sums
good.
right or something.
Very good. Very good.
You can have a cookie.
But yeah, so this is obviously table 2, as you can see in the top bottom corner.
Yep.
This is the second to top table.
Okay. So I think he's had a bit of a measure, realised he's not really going to be able to get them where he wants to get them this turn.
Right,
so
okay.
he's decided to pull them back. And a 3 on that advance as well. So.
Movement 11. So obviously we have 2 cameras today. We have this one and we have this one. So you can't really see. If we had a new camera though, we would be able to zoom in on all these super nice models. Micah was actually going for best painted award with these nice Tyranid models, and then gone 4-0, which is really cool. However, there's no best painted awards. So
yeah, bit of a shame.
Bit of a shame, yeah. But you'd be able to see how cool they were if we had an epic new camera. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, supporting live streaming such as this, then we have a GoFundMe running currently. We're looking, it is quite an expensive camera, which is why we're asking for support. But honestly, with this, you'll be able to see everything. You'll be able to see what the Tyranids had for dinner last night. That's how good it is. We'll find out.
Looking better.
So there you go. So you can see the terrible camera. We should label it the terrible camera.
The terror cam.
Yeah. So you can't. So you can see Mike is just moving, using the L to hide from most of the firepower. If you can't sling this shot this turn, I feel like the game is already over. This deployment is horrible for Nids, especially against Marines. So Tyranid Warriors roll the 4, and they've been able to hide. I think if Micah can hide everything, he might have a good chance of being able to at least pull out a few turns and see what he can do. However, the Iron Hands, who I'm rooting for, because I'm a horrible Space Marine player, they're just going to, the Salted Century is just going to charge through the building and kill everybody, because I love it.
Iron Hands.
He does have the Swarm Lord, Micah, doesn't he? Interesting. Okay, so we do have the Swarm. I just wanted to check. There is the Swarm Lord in the middle of the board. So this is the Swarm Lord here. So obviously you can choose another unit and make them move again in the shooting phase, which is really good. Do we know what detachment he was in, whether it was Kraken or Cronus? I believe it's Kraken. Yeah, so he'll be able to move the Gene Stealers again if he needs to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with both those Gene Stealer units, he chooses a unit with a 6 at the start of the shooting phase, and they get to move. So they get to move. So do you remember when I said they can double their advance?
Yep.
They can do that twice. So they move, roll 3d6, so 8 plus 6 usually, and then they double it, so it's 20-inch move. Say within 6 of the Swarm Lord, do it again, then charge.
Well,
even so, actually,
tasty.
with Metabolic Overdrive, I'm not sure you can charge afterwards, but still, you can still move 24 inches and then charge at least. I am going to check Metabolic Overdrive. So Catalyst goes off onto the 20-man Gene Stealer units. That gives them a 5+ fin their pain, Elliot. So 5 up, 5 up. It's basically playing Iron Hands.
Yeah, that's what it's going to become.
Except the Iron Hands don't. So he is double moving the Gene Stealers. There we go.
It is a bug planet.
Oh no, so opportunistic advance, you can still charge afterwards. So it's 1 CP. Use this stratagem in your movement phase when you roll the dice for an advancing Kraken unit, other than the unit can up and fly. You can double the number you roll and add that to their move characteristic. Following the normal rules for advance. So, Metabolical Overdrive, I'm sure that's a stratagem. I'm going to double check what that one is. Just talking rubbish to you guys.
Just for you, Valrak. It was just for you.
So Metabolical Overdrive is actually just lets them move again, but then they can't charge.
Right, okay.
So there you go. He's playing defensive. He's going for a hold and a hold more in that. Obviously, the G's are creeping out onto objective 1 in the middle.
Yep, and the Ripper Swarm's taking objective 2 on the top.
So there you go. So mostly hiding most of the army, going for the long game, which is good.
Yeah.
Really good. I get Starship Troopers reference, yeah. Bugs versus Green Army Men. It's definitely Starship Troopers.
No, it's because I made a Starship Trooper reference.
I weren't listening. You just talk rubbish.
Rubbish.
You just talk rubbish though, so. I love you, Elliot. I love you, brother. Brother. Joker Knight 0, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
So, interesting to see how Sebastian's going to reply to this now.
Wow.
So both chaplains tried to get different prayers up.
Yeah, Recitation of Focus and Catechism of Fire.
Both have failed.
Both have failed. The
Their
Lord
faith
is
in
not
the
answering
Emperor.
today. I need the Lord to listen, and he just won't listen.
And I come. You got to purge the Tyranids.
Exactly. Hello, brother. Fiol666, welcome to the stream. Yeah, double shooting Tremor Shell might cause the Gene Stealers a problem this turn. I was surprised he didn't do that last turn, but here we go. I mean, the Gene Stealers are relatively close now with double move. Obviously, they will have a double move, so they can advance. When they advance, they'll get 6-inch moves, so he could still move 12, so he could be able to get into here. So I have to see if he moves any units in there.
It's funny, you can just sort of see him tiptoeing everything up towards the flanks to try and avoid those hive cards.
Yeah. So you see the Hive Guard being this L with the Exocrine.
Yep.
So 36-inch range, so the range is around here, essentially. So that's their threat bubble, and that's exactly where the Iron Hands aren't.
Iron Hands don't listen to music. I bet they all just sit and listen to like white noise.
Yeah. What music do you reckon the Iron Hands listen to?
White noise.
White noise, yeah, fair. You're talking really quietly. I can't even hear you. I'm sat next to you.
Yeah, I know.
Talk to me like you're an Iron Hand, and then that might help.
I'm an Iron Hand. I've got to be careful because I keep really getting into the red when I'm just using my normal voice.
That's okay. You talk normally, and I'll Did you see that? Try it again.
It didn't go up.
Go for it.
There was a gangbusters point in turn 1.
It's because there's a noise gate on it, so you can't go over.
I can't go over.
Try it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Idiot.
I did get there at one point though, because it records my high score.
Gosh, your high score.
Oh! Oh no, I can't do it.
Skywatcher says they listen to Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Well,
so there you go, the Centurion's moving up.
Iron is a heavy metal.
So there you go, end of the first. So we got Kill, Hold, Kill More, and Gangbusters to Sebastian versus Hold and Hold More from Micah. So let's move to turn 2 for the scores.
I'm going to ask a question to Jay. Jay, are both units of Hive Guard in the same building? Ah. Okay.
So they're in both L's. So there's a Hive Guard unit here and a Hive Guard unit here. So basically your threat range is about here. So that is, so it's half an inch, so here's the straight line. There you go, that's the threat range of the Hive Guard. Sadly, you can't double move the Hive Guard with the Swarm Lord, but you can use Metabolic Overdrive.
They love reggae, they probably do.
So Tremor Shells has been used now. They're shooting the front unit of Gene Stealers. 43 shots. He hasn't elected to shoot twice though. And you use it before you shoot with a Thunderfire cannon. So if he does try and use it, Jay, make sure you don't let him. Save both. There you go. So no kill from G-Seals, but they are half moved. I've heard Ferris runs a croquet night on the battle barge on Tuesdays. I'm pretty sure he does that as well. So they've got to shoot the warriors with some las cannons. Exclamation point lists for all the lists in the chat. 2 wounds from the las cannons into the warriors. So that kills 1. Yeah, so what we've noticed is Sebastian is actually rolling the damage together. So las cannons with d6 damage, it can each kill a Tyranid warrior. It's rolling both dice at the same time. So Micah is saying, okay, well I'll take the 2, then I'll take the 6 because you rolled them together. So the first Gene Stealer is dead here. So this Gene Stealer has died now, which means the rest of the shooting, the Gene Stealers are hidden. Again, they are Tremor Shelled, but I mean, double move, we'll see what they can do. As soon as they... So Incest is shooting some Rippers. So 3 wounds. 1 Swarm dead, and then 1 more wound. Yeah, he's taking the front one. There you go. He's just keeping himself out of range for most things anyway. There you go. Out of range now with that Ripper Swarm. I think he's just going to put 1 on the middle objective every turn for Hold More, and that is not a bad shout. He'll always get Hold More because he has 3 objectives and he's dominating the middle. Because Sebastian's going to play super defensive because he doesn't want to get charged, and then Mike is just going to go. Bloop. He's going to go blep,
Blep.
blep.
That's my objective, blep.
Yeah. So what he should do really is, because what he's going to do is keep popping out a Gene Stealer here, what he should do is move the Centurions this way.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they come out to grab an objective, Daka, then Tremor Shell.
Yeah.
You don't have to Tremor Shell straight away. You can do it last. You just have to use the stratagem at the start of the phase. So, Robert, I'll post a list in the chat. The bot is only on Twitch, sadly. So he's trying to wound the Swarm Lord with a Twin Las Cannon. He's actually used a CP. Only 1 damage from the Twin Las Cannon. Ouch. That takes him down to 4 CP. Oh, sorry, the reroll save is 11 CP. My apologies. Yeah, so 11 wounds left on the Swarm Lord. He can use TCP to heal that D3 wounds, but as we might have seen in the battle report that I was in the other day with Tyranids,
Maybe.
it definitely isn't worth it.
Cheeky.
3 CP to get 2 wounds back.
Yeah.
Because I had to reroll. So the chaplain managed to take out the 2 Ripper Swarms as well, managing to remember to roll the damage separately. I think that's the end of the turn. That's going to be kill, hold, and a quite good showing for kill more. I really wanted to watch San Filippo play, what a shame. So basically, full disclosure, I had a chat to Patrick. I said, look, I appreciate if you don't want to, but you're on top table, do you want to come on stream? And he said, respectively said, no, I don't want to, because it would basically... The problem is we could stream it, but there might be one person or multiple people in the chat that could be quite nasty, and we don't really want that, and he doesn't want that either. So he declined, which we said, okay, that's fine. You don't have to come on stream if you don't want to. So there you go.
Yeah. It is what it is.
So there you go, so that is turn 2 for Sebastian. Super quick first 2 turns. So I'm going to unmute Jay for now. So Jay, you're live to the world. Say hello. Jay from Mohawk.
Hi everybody, how's it going? So we've got a question about the use of tremor shells and how it affects...
Is that what the players have asked? Have the players asked or have you asked?
So, if he moves in the shooting phase, is it still half movement? That's the question.
That's what I'm asking. Are you asking me, or is the player asking me?
The player is asking the other player, so I was looking for some clarification on that.
So basically, as worded, it says that during the movement phase they are half move and they half advance and half charge rolls. It doesn't technically say they are half all move, but when you move with a Swarm Lord, you move as if it was the movement phase, so the ability should still come into effect.
No, it depends on the wording for the Swarm Lord, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So they've gone to advance. So
how far have they gone, Jay?
They've got a movement of 6 in total after halving their advance roll.
Okay. So with the Tremor Shell, usually you'd say move as if at the movement phase, but it isn't quite clear. But the LVO guideline FAQ said that they basically half all moves. So it should be interesting. We'll just drop you Jay off now, so we can talk to you. We don't want to listen to Jay anymore. Silly Bristol accent.
Silly rules question.
So we can cash him out, of course. Obviously, so that's the thing. It's like we didn't want any drama.
That is the exact point why he doesn't want to come on.
Yeah,
People already have the mentality of game. He's going to cheat, so I'm going to try and catch him out.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, fair enough. He might come on and cheat. What the chances of that happening are actually quite high, but realistically, he doesn't want to have the risk of coming on and not cheating, but then being called out for cheating. So, which is fair enough. That was his reasoning. So there you go. That's the full story.
Just getting clarification on.
Okay, so the full story, Elliot, of the Tremor Shell strategy. I'm going to tell the chat. No, I'll tell the chat.
I was telling them that you were being told. How you being told. So I didn't listen.
So the players have agreed, because the Space Marine player has suggested that he is half move during the movement phase. Then he is normal move during using the High Fleet Commander ability by the Swarm Lord, so he can move his normal distance, and then it'll be half charge and half advance rolls.
Right.
So, but during the movement phase, so he's basically going to move full during the shooting phase. So
interesting. Nice. So Swarm Lord rolls a 5 to get up there, doing what it needs to do. Doing a little spin because of his spiky front. You find I have to see. I would love a Tyranid army, but I find that you quite often just have to put them all backwards because they're also spiky on the front. You can't actually get the models in. So then it becomes a point of, well, why would you even bother to play them, because you're just going to be spun around all the time.
Yeah.
And I want my army to look cool on the table. I don't want them all to be running in and rubbing their bums on things.
Miami Blowfield, thank you very much for the follow. So just to address the chat, Patrick has had a TO pretty much throughout the event. and there's been no issue. So sounds like there's no issue at this event anyway. Obviously, when people make videos about other people for views and ad revenue, then someone gets hurt in the process. So.
Yep. And we shall just not touch that with a stick.
Yeah. So this is table 2. Both of these players could actually win the event, though. So it doesn't really matter who's on table 1. These guys could still win the event. So, JL, thank you very much for the follow. This is why Primarchs hate me. Is it because you're always calling them out on stream? So loads of stuff is moving. Loads of the Tyranids have come over. The Tyranid warriors have come over so they can see, so they can shoot. The Neurotherapy has just advanced as well. It's 5 rounds, James. It's just 5 rounds. So this is the final. This is the final game of the day. So there's going to be potential. I think there's going to be a potential of 2 to 3 winners with an 88-man event. So two to 3 undefeated players, and one of these guys is going to be one of those. So they could become first or second or even third if they score low. But we'll see. Someone at GW sat there saying every time Chapter Master Varak releases another Primarch video, we delayed dawn by another month. Reset the clock. So X-Crown just shuffling. Tony Keeper shows Micah as win, loss, win, win. Oh, that's interesting. I was informed that he was undefeated.
Right, so obviously just weighing up some decisions. We can appreciate turn 5. Well, sorry, game 5 of a GT. Especially, I believe Micah is actually from Germany, so we will have travelled in. I can imagine it being quite stressful playing at this level. The top table, stream, last game. This could win you the tournament. So obviously these guys are going to take their time and make sure that they're making the absolute right decision. There'd be nothing worse than driving back to Germany tomorrow and thinking, only had spent 30 more seconds having a look to see whether that building was in that out.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's looking like he will be able to score recon.
So Prague Open does only care about battle points, and Michael's loss was high scoring. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just checking that out now. It seems that, yeah, Micah did lose one of his games.
Yeah, so that is interesting.
But Sebastian is also on 4 wins. So, I mean, he's still in contention to win.
Points, isn't it?
It's just points,
wins,
yeah.
So
they're both on 126.
Yeah.
So the second place only has 129 currently. So all to play for in the finals of the Prague Open Wargaming event.
Yeah. So, X-Cran's moved out of that building, we've got the big blob in the centre, the Hive Guard still in the 2 Ls. And now he's looking to see whether he can bring those Tyranid warriors to bear.
Looks like we're going into the psychic phase. What's next? So, Catalyst on the Steelers, giving that field 5+4 on the pain.
Getting distracted by the Primarch argument that started to develop in the chat. Whenever anyone mentions Lorgar, he's obviously a very divisive figure. I mean,
exactly,
he was an idiot and a crybaby.
So that double move with the Hive Fleet Commander special ability with from this Warlord is going to be absolutely crucial this turn. This is the last game, Matt Valrak. Yes, it is. So again, this is the final.
interesting. So the players were trying to decide whether they were in range of something.
Okay.
They both couldn't agree, so they decided to roll off. On a 4-up, who was going to be within range, and he rolled a 1.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
How can you
decision.
not tell if you're in range or not?
I mean, it speeds it up, I guess. You don't have to wait for a TO or anything like that if you can't agree, but...
Oh, fair enough.
That's an absolute state. You're either in range or you're not, right?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are just having the best game. They're just rolling dice weirdly, not doing fast dice, and just going, oh, well, it doesn't matter, and then... Is it in range? I don't know, we'll just roll a 4+. Maybe it is. I might try that with like a super strong pistol that's like 6-inch range. So there you go, so a 13-inch movement from the G2 because they moved 8 and they've just advanced 5 with the double move from the Swarm Lord. So we're just having a bit of a discussion about something right now.
Yeah, so
lots of finger waving, lots of twisting and poking, and this is what my G-Steel is going to do to your Space Marines, for example. Yeah. So Tremichelle says it only halves during the movement phase, but they've agreed that the High Fleet Commander lets him move full distance. So if they need a TO to interject, Jay, you should just say that it's just half move straight up. That's it, all the time. If they can't agree, you just have to say it's half move. So if they can't agree, it's just got to be straight half move because that's what the stratagem says. You're moving as if it was the movement phase. It should just be half move. The players agreed to play it differently, so there you go. So they've decided to agree that Hive Fleet Commander lets them move again as normal, and then just half the advance rolled. Yeah. So there you go. So the TO has agreed that the High Fleet Commander can move them as normal, but when he does roll the advance roll, it is halved. So they still move 8 plus half D6. Yeah, I agree. This is a very bizarre 40k game.
So big shout out to everybody that's in the chat today for keeping us company. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage so far. Big shout out to GameMat.eu for getting us out here and allowing us to stream their event. Everything has been lovely so far, nothing but positive things to say about this event. So if you're considering coming to Prague and doing this event,
yeah, it's a really, really good event.
Lovely so far.
So the Warriors are now going to shoot into the Centurions. I mean, hopefully we don't get any weird roll-ins. I've told Jay if anything weird happens, just to tell them off.
Actually, on the back of that, my only criticism is I feel like we could have more TOs floating.
Pardon?
My only criticism is I feel like we could have more TOs floating around.
Yeah.
Because there seems to be quite a lot of rules that are going under the radar. Mm-hmm. My one comment from the stream.
Yeah, and it's some feedback we'll be giving back to Mashouse as well afterwards. So.
Yeah. Apart from that, I think we've smashed it.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't understand the roll for range either, but I mean that's what they've agreed, so fair enough.
Yeah, this is what I was saying before, Fish. It's either in or it's not.
Yeah, you can't be in range or it may be in range. If you're on the line, you're in.
Well, the string is 8 inches.
Yeah. Or maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
like 7.9. Either way, you'll
9.
measure it.
Yeah.
But does measuring it change the result?
So he's charging the Marines and the Chaplain Dread. But he is half He is half a charge roll, so this is going to be interesting. How's the game going for Nid Play? We're about to find out.
Yeah. I think it's going to swing a little bit on this, isn't it?
I think the both players just want to try and play a fair game, so they're both being really nice to each other. It's a really chilled out final. So, love the overlay. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it, man. He's rolled a 6, so he's got to be within 3 to charge. Has he made? So he has made the charge.
Nice.
Interestingly, this is why I'm rooting for the Iron Hands player, because he's just super nice.
Yeah.
No one knew, everyone thought he was a bad guy, but he's actually just super nice and wants to play a fun game. So there you go, so he's just made the charge. He's got a 3-inch charge, so he's got within an inch with a couple of Gene Stealers. So it's been too nice, to be honest, with fair play. Yeah, maybe, but I mean, does he need every rule that the Iron Hands get that are going to stop the onslaught of the Tyranids? Probably not.
I was going to say, I don't think he's at a massive disadvantage right now, is he?
Why has he been nice? Because he's basically allowed some rules to go through that probably shouldn't have, such as letting the G-Stealers move as normal in the shooting phase with Hive Fleet Commander or Hive Commander. So he let them move 8 inches even though they have been Tremor Shell, which says half all moves during the movement phase, and the Hive Commander lets you move as if it was the movement phase. So just pile it in now. Gets a normal 3-inch move, even though Tremor Shells are gone off, because it does not affect pilings or consolidate. So we're going to probably see these Gene Stealers double fight and wrap into the Chaplain Dreadnought and shut down any shooting. That's what I imagine is going to happen.
Yeah.
40k is also just weird. Yeah, I agree. 40k is weird. Wasn't it as if X-Phase FAQ'd? Potentially, and that's the issue with 40k at the minute. It's so...
It's just convoluted.
Yeah, exactly. So convoluted and so out there. Maybe he could have done it every game for an advantage, but has he played 4 Space Marine players? I don't think so. I mean, it certainly made it more interesting for you guys to watch.
Can't you strap?
Definitely give it as a big talking point.
So it isn't the middle.
Yeah, Nids can't use opportunity to go advance stroke with on Hive Commander because it's not really the movement phase. I mean, 40k is convoluted.
Yeah, I was going to say...
We're not saying this rule is
guess we
convoluted. We're saying 40k in general is convoluted. It's a weird game.
Especially because at the start of 8th edition they were saying, no, you know, we're going to get rid of synergies, we don't want other units to be overlapping with other units, we're sick of all those buffs,
yeah.
We want everything just to be standalone. Captain with reroll 1s is about all you get in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 2 years into 8th edition and it's just like back to 7th edition pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like buffs upon the duffs and buffs.
Yeah, the Tyranid player's not going to get recon this turn. Pray for 9th exactly, Alex. Warchild Productions, welcome. So Asimors are going to fight the Intercessors first. So obviously these are -3 AP. 8 pages of rules, how's that going? I think the FAQ is about 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for the big rule book. Force to wound with the Asimors. Only 4 are minus... They are -3 because they are power swords. So looks like... So 6 will feel the pain for the Iron Hands. So 2 dead. I dropped out after 3rd edition, just too much of a pain to play. This used to be a really fun, simple game, and now it's the most competitive, most intense game I've ever played.
Yeah.
7th edition was broken, but I mean, at least I understood what's going on most of the time. Is an in-play going for a wrap? It doesn't look like it.
This feels very gotcha all the time.
A lot of catching you out and stuff.
Oh, did you not know there's about 5 books come out since you last played Warhammer, and now all my army does this instead? My Tyranids now actually flying, they've all got armor values instead of...
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
It's supremely difficult for GW, though. There's so many units with so many rules. Yeah, they can't balance the game, I'm not saying that, but what they should do is write the rules in a way that they are understandable and don't need an FAQ.
Yeah.
And don't write the same thing multiple ways to mean the same thing. Just write it in a way and have it the same in every book. You ignore damage on a 5+, shouldn't it be written 9 different ways, for example?
The way I see GW is, you know, when a child like makes you something,
yeah,
and you like pretend to really enjoy it, like when they bring you like a piece of mud shaped in a cake and like, made a cake, and you're like, oh wow, thank you,
mud cake,
so
yay!
Much. And then that spurs them to carry on making you loads of
no,
rubbish.
Please stop making the mud cakes.
You're like,
gross.
Please stop, please. No, I don't want any more mud. So we were all like, 8th edition, this is a lovely break, and they're like, oh, if you like that, you'll love this, and they've just kind of broken it down.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, it's just so much going on all the time.
Yeah.
But there you go. So the Gene Stealers. Is there any intercessors left in that unit? So there's one intercessor left in the room that is getting the bad touch. It's getting We're just trying to see if he can get wrapped.
Yeah.
There we go. They're just making sure that they always move closer to the enemy model. They can't move towards the Chaplain Dreadnought. It's got to move towards the Intercessor. I think what he wanted to do was kill the Intercessors, pile in, and then fight twice into the Chaplain. But now we might have to do that to wrap the Chaplain Dreadnought. Wrap the Intercessor, sorry. So here we go. So we got one move. So it looks like the Marine is trapped, but we're not 100% sure yet.
Yeah.
He's working out if he wants to fight twice.
Yeah. The problem is if he fights twice, he has to hit Chaplain again.
He'd have to get into the Chaplain Dreadnought and wrap it, which I don't think he'd be able to do. He'd be able to tag it, but don't think he'd be able to wrap it. Because of the Intercessor screwing up his pilings. The thing is with wrapping, it at least stops them shooting. So he's got Centurions right next to him. They're probably going to kill him in combat, but at least they're not shooting as well. What he probably should have done is, because he's fight twice at the end of the fight phase, so he could have tagged the Centurions to stop them shooting, then they can't hit you back, and they also don't get the +1 attack for charging. So just by sticking one over there, but the problem is that Intercessor's still alive, you can't actually tag them. So, because they're going to get charged anyway, and if they get charged, they'll just have more attacks, so you may as well tag them so they can't shoot, and then you get charged.
I think this the perfect example of this is, you know, the meme where it says like there's a picture of a keyboard and it says upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrade. And then the last one's always like go back, go back, go back. That's what 8th edition's become.
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah.
7th edition where it was just like an absolute mess. You've got Riptide wings flying around with
So,
wing
Jay,
riders
can you just make sure that the players, the Chaplain Dreadnought only gives +1 strength if he's in combat with a unit if a friendly unit is in combat with the same unit he's in combat with. So it doesn't matter, but there was no wounds in return, but there was just a rule that said he wounds on threes because of the chaplain. And it just make sure the players are both aware of that if it comes up again. So it's called Icon of Hate. All friendly models with chapter keyword in combat with the same unit as a model with this ability adds one to their strength characteristic for the fight phase. Can we get an update from the other top table? I don't think so, because there's a TO. He is fighting twice. We will try and get an update, but the players are just playing right now. We don't want to interrupt the top table of the game, but we'll try and fly over with Jay. I'm trying to see if you can see the score. The problem is we're down in the team this weekend because we're in another country. We normally have a roving reporter that'd be updating us on all the other games. Oh, so it's still turn 1. So it's still turn 1 on that table, and Patrick has got a kill and a hold, so still fairly slow. They would hit it, but they wouldn't get any additional attacks. They wouldn't be able to shoot next turn. But the thing is when you fight twice, you fight at the end of the fight phase. So after they fight, it's still the end of the fight phase, so they can't attack in combat.
Yeah.
So. But it's the end. It's the end of the fight phase. You couldn't, for example, shoot twice at the end of the fight phase, end of the shooting phase, and then shoot with another unit because it's at the end. Oh, they can hit you back because it's been FAQ'd. Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Talo. Yes, Alex. So yeah, don't tag the Centurions because they'll hit you. Do you remember that note I said where it said the game's so convoluted and even I don't know all the rules because there's so many FAQs?
Yeah, so obviously he's going to be really careful, Micah, with how he actually moves into these positions.
Yeah, the intercessor causing him a nightmare. But he has tagged the Centurions, so they are going to hit him, even though that doesn't make sense. But it's been FAQ'd.
It's like they don't even know what they mean.
I don't think they do. It's the end of the phase. How does another cop unit then fight at the end of the phase? But okay.
Yeah.
It's been FAQ'd. Not to sound salty.
Well, that's where I'm at as well, Fish. But unfortunately, it kind of rules me out for high-end tournament play because I just can't be bothered putting the time in to learn every opponent's list and all their stratagems when it comes to the tournament.
Tough.
And unfortunately, I just don't trust people that much when it comes to the high-level play.
Especially with
quite a few people out there in the community without naming names that would probably try to take advantage of a less experienced player to get the win.
Especially with how much is coming out at the minute, with their new 2 to 3 armies coming out every 2 weeks.
Yep.
I'd like to go to tournaments, but I only know Space Marines. Well, thankfully, Varak, everyone is playing Space Marines, so you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You'll be absolutely fine. $40K has become unknowable. There's too much stuff to know it all.
Basically, you need like a degree at this point to be able. It's like a master's in 40K.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's each year, because then it's like,
I am a master of 40K though.
It's a 2-year course, but we've actually added another 2 years of content after 1 year.
Yep. So on table 1 there is Stefan, who we had on the stream game 3 yesterday with his Imperial Fist, versus Patrick with Patrick Sanfilippo with the Warhammer variant list. So
them organising a tournament in Manchester without inviting me.
Pardon?
Fish inviting a tournament. Doing a tournament. Ooh.
Hellstorm need to do a 2v2 tournament. We are trying to plan that, to be fair. probably going to be coming at the end of the year. So the Geniuses have managed to hit into the Chaplain and the Centurions. The Centurions have managed to whack a load back, so it might be an issue for morale. You two sound like a pair of moaning Northerners. You love this game. I absolutely adore this game.
Yeah, I mean, I
I've
wouldn't,
got gripes
I wouldn't be
with
out
it.
here putting in these hours if we didn't love the game, but...
I've got gripes with it, but there you go.
Because we love it, that's why we're so passionate about it. So when
Yeah.
things are going wrong in the game, it does upset you more.
Hyped for Hellstorm teams. Yes, we do have the Hellstorm team event in the middle of May. It's like the 23rd and 24th, I believe. I'm going to double check. Tickets are available on the web store right now. So yeah, 23rd and 24th. English folk love to moan. If it's not the weather, we can moan about 40k. Exactly. Ramsey, how are you doing? I actually met Ramsey in Vegas.
Nice.
There you go. How's it going?
So at the end of that round there, just top
Yeah, looks like that is the end of the turn. Michael scoring kill, hold, and the bonus point this turn with hold more. And we're just going to go through his secondaries. Definitely not Butcher's Bill, because he's only killed one unit. Marines top 3, how original, love this Nids list, exactly. But I'm not rooting for the Nids, I'm rooting for the Iron Hands, because Sebastian's a strange player. Definitely one of the most interesting games of 40k I've watched.
A good turn there from Micah, but I'm just wondering now whether he's overextended himself.
Exactly, just taking the lead there quite early in turn 2. The piling did not go quite to plan, I don't think. When we realised that they could fight, I don't think it was instantly worth it to tag the Centurions. I mean, they're not going to shoot now, so that's one thing. But there you go. So with that, let's pull the scores up for turn 3. So turn 3, the Dread is wrapped by the looks of it. So you can see there the side view, just moving some intercessors, staying away from everything else. Thanks, Ramsey. Glad you're doing well. What was that, Elliot?
Sorry, Jay, could you just repeat that? It sounded negative. Okay, so the Dread that's in combat did get the reroll hits in combat.
Litany of hate.
Litany off. But the other one, who's out,
yeah, with +1 to wound,
to get his litany off for the second turn.
No one's listening to his prayers again. No one's listening to his prayers again.
No one's listening. Just like I wasn't listening to him.
You're not listening.
Me and Mikey are literally sat like 30 centimetres away from each other and just can't hear what each other is saying. Sometimes I just say random sentences. Like, you'll say something and I'm just like, here's a sentence that I hope makes sense in context to what you've just said.
Yeah, so maybe he didn't need to tag them, but I mean, at least they can. The thing is with tagging them, they couldn't have shot these because there was an intercessor there, but they could have shot these warriors. So now they can't. So. But yeah, I mean, getting an early lead is good. It's whether we can maintain that lead now. But that's the reasoning of the piling, I believe. Let's take the double fight into the Centurions. Just to stop them shooting something else and then charging. At least they're only killing the cheese dealers this turn. We'll see what they do. I mean, it should be interesting. Sebastian's still not being able to see a lot currently because a lot of it is being hidden by that L on the right-hand side. So it's whether Micah can just keep up with the momentum, stay out of sight, wrap where he needs to, try not to get punched back and die. But we'll find out in turn 3. Looks like the Eliminators are coming out to play. Looks like he's trying to get in sight rather than using the indirect fire, because it is much more. It's got a much harder punch. So rather than being strength 5 -2 and 1 damage, it becomes strength 5 -3 and D3 damage, and 6s do more wounds in addition. So quite a big difference, but you do need sight.
Very punchy. Strapping a load of drills to your hands and then punching.
So just shuffling. Obviously we have Pharos in the middle. Let's draw him out. Let's point him out. Mark on his head. This is Pharos here. Oops, that's a bit of a slip. We also have the chaplain, the apothecary here, providing that 5+ final paint, everything within 6, which is going to be this unit, the Centurions, the characters.
I love
Super
the
duper
idea
strong.
that what Pharos is actually doing is, when he's taking these shots, he's like getting his robot arm blown off, and then like grabbing the robot arm of an intercessor near him, unscrewing it and putting it back on. Like, you have the wound instead, because he takes the save, doesn't he?
So it's not that one, because so Pharos provides a 5+ invulnerable save to all infantry units within 6. So you're thinking of Conjugated Martyrdom, where he intercepts the hits, but that's not being used right now.
No, but I mean that's a
But
common
if he did
strategy.
use it,
Yeah.
exactly. If he did use it. The Chief Apothecary obviously making sure everyone stays super healthy by injecting the air with some steroids. So they breathe in, they go 5+ invuln, 5+ finna pain.
God
5+ finna
damn,
pain.
that's good.
So tasty! Is this organic? The Centurions have decided to fall back from combat with the Gene Stealers, interestingly. So, what's interesting? Did you hear that, Elliot?
I did hear that.
Do you want to tell me what happened?
Yeah, so the way, as I understand it, those Gene Stealers.
Okay. So we saw something really fun. Those Gene Stealers is the big man unit with the Hive Lead, the adaptive biology, Puron King, thank you to follow, where they can heroically intervene 6 inches. So we were like, oh my god. They've wrapped the chaplain so they can't get shot. He's going to charge into it, but then they can intervene back into the Centurions just to try and slow them down. But no. Not going to happen.
Wasn't to be.
Because he's managed to get the chaplain out, which means he's going to get shot and they're going to die. Flat terrain, equal magic box. No, the flat terrain is a crater. The flat terrain is a crater. This is GameMat.eu's City of Steel official tournament terrain. Shooting phase coming up next. How was that chaplain not wrapped? Because he basically had a Gene Stealer here. Well, yeah, well, you can see he's got Gene Stealer here and Gene Stealer here. But the chaplain Dreadnought was here. We're going to see if we can draw it perfectly. No, but there you go. There's actually a small gap behind it, so the chaplain Dreadnought can move backwards and then move out. Thunderfire is shooting the Ripper Swarms. I'm surprised it's not shooting the other unit of Gene Stealers that are going to one bomb charge in a second, but there you go.
Yeah, they've just all been sat in that building, haven't they?
Yeah. There was an L was just moved by Sebastian. Well, the L is actually in a particular place. It's measured. The L is measured on the map, so it shouldn't have moved any further. So it should be in the right place because it's 12 on and 12 on, which it looks like it is. It might look slightly out, but that's because of the perspective of the camera.
One wound on the Hive Guard. Failed to save.
Yeah. From the suppressors. Where are the suppressors, Jay? In the back corner, there's... Okay, so actually, you might be able to see them on this one. You can just see their bases. So the suppressors have deep struck here. If we had a super cool swoosh camera, then we'd be able to see that. There you go. So one wound onto the Broodlord from the sniper rifles.
So it's been a very slow game.
It has been quite slow, been quite
very
defensive
technical in this sort of like lower middle section, but there isn't really a lot else going on. This is the sort of Warhammer that Jay likes, as he will tell us. Who will blink first, Warhammer?
So my first ITC game with a mate on Wednesday, Grey Knights versus Orcs. I bet there'll be a lot of smasher guns. I imagine so. They are the hotness of Orcs.
Orcs, 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 Orcs.
So the chaplain getting out had nothing to do with the building moving when the Iron Hands player moved his snipers then. Don't think so. But I mean, if the player moved the L and then moved the chaplain, then I mean, then his opponent should be watching that as well. But I mean, it's gone now. So, you guys at NEO next weekend? Yes, we are streaming at NEO next weekend. So myself, Dan, Neil, and a special guest are going to be streaming the North East Open, which is a Newcastle ITC using the brand new ITC pack. It's 150 players, which should be really good.
Trying to finish off those Gene Stealers. Obviously they're a bit of a threat, just sort of in the middle of the board, being annoying with their 6-inch heroic intervention. Fails all of your saves on the 3 wounds. Gonna roll again because the 2 damage. No, so 3 Gene Stealers down. So I believe that's that 3 left in the unit, so 17 of them have died. So 1 with acid maw, 2 normal. I'm not calling them, I refuse to call them dudes, Jay. I refuse to call them dudes. They are bugs. Bug dudes, dude. Dude. So yeah, they're out of synapse range, so it'll be interesting to see whether they just die.
Just run. Yeah,
Dead perish.
Definitely not fearless anymore. Jay, after this turn, can you make sure the players check the terrain's in the right place? Because it looks like a lot of it's moved, and there's some questioning about whether that chaplain dreadnought could have got out because the L was slightly shifted. Yeah, so we'll just... So after this turn, we'll get... after this turn, we'll make sure that they move the L's. So there you go. So we're going to make sure all the terrain's put back and isn't moved again. But yeah, if there was some dodginess, then obviously we've missed that, but I don't think there was.
We'll get confirmation at the end of the round anyway.
Yeah. But even so, they said Shuri's could have just stayed in combat and just punched them to death anyway, so it would have made no difference.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as we've had to,
so we're going to have
learned this weekend that we aren't TOs.
Yeah,
and so it isn't for us to interject. We kind of have a David Attenborough school of thought on this, that we kind of watch the game, and it isn't for us to interject. And
so there you go. So the L is actually further on than it should have been. So the L was further on than it should have been. So we've spoken to Matouche and basically said that we're going to be able to monitor this game as a TO. So any more weird rules things, we're going to be able to intercept and make sure that's not right. So there you go, the terrain has been put back to normal. But obviously the L was actually further on than it should have been, so there's even more space than we realised. There you go. Thank you, Jay. But yeah, if you see anything dodgy, guys, you tell us and we'll get it fixed. As I said, we've had permission given, so
Within reason, I mean, we're all looking at my airport. We can't get that fixed.
within reason. Iron hands are dodgy. Yeah, get them taken off the table right now.
Be gone!
Be
Green
gone!
iron hands.
Be gone, Vought!
Gangrene hands.
Jay said even he can't intercept and fix iron hands. Can you make sure the L's are right as well, Jay, before he starts moving? The big L's in the middle. They're definitely off centre. He did not tremor shell again. Just check all the terrain, make sure it's all right. So there we go. So now the play's going to carry on. The terrain has been set into the right place. Thank you, Jay. So we'll make sure the clock's back on. Clock back on. Yeah, wicked. Cool. All right. So there you go. The terrain is back in place. All sorted. No dramas. Iron hands on the final table. Who would have thunk? Exactly.
It's almost like that is the meta.
Yeah. All top two tables. So. Fists versus Iron Hands on table 1, and then Iron Hands versus Tyranids on table 2. I will get the list for you. Moon Tyranids made a very handy link with just the current lists.
It's nothing new though, is it? To see the meta list doing well. I mean, back in 7th edition, it was always like Riptide Wings and Wind Riders.
Yeah,
and that was what was winning stuff. They're always a meta list. That is the point of having a meta. It would be amazing if GW could perfectly balance their game, but
yeah.
It's never going to happen.
So Gene Stealers are going to play in the middle. I don't typically like Nids, but please, not like this, but not like this.
Not like this.
No worries, Geo Alfarius. As I said, we're just trying to make sure we play a fair game. So no more weird rulings. No more 4+ if they're in range. None of that rubbish. It's just play properly now. So he's advanced the Neurothrope 4 backwards. It looks like he's trying to keep synapse on those Rippers. Oh, the Hive Guard in the corner, my apologies. The Hive Guard in the L. So there's still 2 units of Hive Guard in the top Ls. And it looks like he might be able to start shooting now, which should be quite good. So if you get some Hive Guard into the Centurions, the Exocrine can kind of play with anything he likes. You quoted 7th edition, does that mean the dream of 8th is dead? No Leviathan on this table. This is table 2.
Contemptor.
There is a Contemptor, which I'll point out for you. I'm going to get my mouse ready because it's a little bit slow this time. So there's a Contemptor here. So that is Contemptor. This is a Chaplain. This is also a Chaplain.
I'm glad how you specified C.
Almost like it was on purpose. So yeah, this is table 2. There is table 1, but the players didn't want to play on stream. We also had Stefan from table 1 yesterday on round 3, so he's already been on stream. So it's nice to get a different list on the top table as well for the last game. It's not often you see
if we
Tyranids
just did
in
top
contention.
table, I think Stefan would have played like 4 games out of the 5.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. It's interesting to get Tyranids in contention to win an event in this day and age. So.
Exploding Six's power on the Hive Guard, not quite sure of the name. It's one of the new powers. Symbiote Storm. Right, okay, thank you. So let's have a read of this. Symbiote Storm has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one Fenrir Kronos unit within 12 of the Psyker. Until the end of the turn, when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit, a hit roll of 6 scores an additional 1 hit.
Wow, okay.
So not an additional shot. Straight
Additional
hit.
hit.
Yeah. Scores 1 additional hit. That's pretty funky.
Really good.
More cards being thrown down on the table.
Any unit can double shoot, so the Exocrine can naturally double shoot if it stood still. But it also, you got single-minded devastation, which lets a Tyranid unit shoot twice. Nids have been popping up all over the place. They're super anti-meta since they have so many body turn ones. Yeah, exactly. So Hive Guard shooting into the Centurions now. So the Suppressor's been in that top corner. So time for Tyranid list. I'll post a list in the chat. There you go, enjoy. Any Grey Knights list been doing well? Well, we had Grey Knights round 1 yesterday.
We did. Really
Matthias is actually 4-0 with those Grey Knights. So he's got one more game.
I was actually talking to a Grey Knight player outside.
Yeah?
He's saying he hasn't played since 7th edition because he felt like 7th edition kind of killed it for him a little bit.
Yeah.
He was going to get into 8th, but he's just been doing other things since. And then he was offered a ticket for this.
Right.
And he dusted his Grey Knights off because he was always a Grey Knight player.
Obviously.
And then has come back into the meta and he was like, why is my army good now? I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's so crazy how you can have a unit and give it rules and then give it more rules and it gets better. How
not
bizarre.
played the game in 2 years. Obviously, Grey Knights were fantastic in 7th, so weren't even worth taking.
Yeah.
And now, his army's great.
It's flying through the sky with the old Drago Star and the Paladin bombs.
What a way to return. Two Centurions go down.
Yeah, I'm just going to double check single-minded annihilation. I believe it is infantry, but I'll double check for you. Well, the Exocrine can naturally shoot twice if it sits still, and then obviously because it's Kronos, if it sits still, it also rerolls once to hit.
2 hits, 2 wounds.
Oh, it is an infantry unit. My apologies. It's just a Hive Guard, really. Just a Hive Guard the unit that'll shoot twice.
Is that a double 6?
My apologies. There we go. So the stratagem Exocrine has a 1 CP counts as sat still stratagem from the new Blood of Baal supplement. So it can move, use that strat, reroll ones to hit clicks the shooting phase, and then it shoots twice naturally.
Yep. Lovely. Jubbly.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. What is it with large 5-round events at GT in Europe, thinking this and the LGT needs 6 rounds at least? Yeah, you agree? At our own events, into the Hellstorm events, are actually 6 round, because we have 80 players. So there you go. Because you don't have a true winner otherwise. So.
Free on
and
each
also
day.
you get more bang for your buck. You get an extra game for your ticket price.
Exactly.
And more ITC points, which is always nice. But 5 rounds has just been the standard for years.
Yep.
For years, it's just been the standard. But now the game's so big that 5 rounds doesn't quite cut it anymore. So
yeah, you used to have you go to a
players.
tournament and 30, 40 players turn up.
Yeah.
And
30 players, oh my god, this is a huge event.
Whoa. And now you turn up and it's like, there are 500 players in this room.
Yeah. People too comfy here. Don't want to get too tired by 6 rounds. Yeah, exactly. And now we're forcing it on our players. We said it's a 5-round event and sold them the tickets. I went, ha! It's actually a 6-round. Book the extra hotel. We didn't, honestly. But
you better get a Red
that
Bull.
that would be a fun event, TO. It's something I would definitely do.
So. There are 10 shots being fired at the intercessors. The ones next to the Contemptor / Leviathan at the top of the board. So he's re-rolling ones.
Because he stood still because he's Kronos. So 7 wounds onto the intercessors. Only failed 3. So first one does 2. Second one does 3. Third one does 3. Kills 3 intercessors with the. So 4 shots now going into the suppressors. Hitting on 3 rolling ones. So 6 becomes 3 hits. 2 wounds. 2 5-up saves. D3 damage. 2 wounds. 2 6-ups. Just 1 wound. So he managed to make one of his feel no pain. So it's damage prevention rolls, not feel no pain.
Damage prevention rolls.
T-Dubs 04, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Jay, you going to tell us what's happening? He's just gone, I love suppressors. They are my favourite unit in the opponent's army, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Elliot. Thanks for your ongoing support. Just want to say massive thank you to everyone who's tuning in right now. We are absolutely peaking on numbers, so thank you very much. I hope you guys are enjoying the coverage this weekend. We've had a great time, so... The Exocrine's shooting now. 4 hits on the Exocrine. 2 wounds on 2. So, 1 goes through onto the Centurions.
Whee.
2 Centurions left in that unit for the Exocrine shooting in there. I didn't even know you streamed. I've just seen you guys on YouTube. Well, we do stream as well. We are realistically only covering events, but we're also covering the Northeast Open next weekend, which is a Newcastle GT as well. That's 6 rounds too.
Yeah.
So.
And then there are other events.
Yeah.
Tentatively planned throughout the rest of the year. So watch the space.
Yeah, we have Gibraltar GT in April, which I'll be streaming live from Gibraltar. And we're also talking about streaming a couple of events later in the year. So just tuned in. We are in the bottom of turn 3. It's Micah's turn 3. He's got Tyranids. He's got 7 points, and Sebastian's got 9 currently. What we saw was the Geniuses managed to get into the chaplain and try and slow down some Centurions, but now all of the shooting is going into the Centurions as much as possible to try and slow them down. Fiol says, awesome content, good quality stream today, good comment to follow. Well, thank you very much, Fiol. Really, really appreciate it. That's really kind of you.
6 hits out of 4 shots. 3 rolling ones.
It's a shame this event isn't in Sweden, because then it would be Sventurian. The Sventurians are losing. Mr. Steve Turner, how's it going? Draken and welcome. Thank you everyone for tuning in, really appreciate it. If you're there, then say hello. Come and say hello. absolutely banging day. We've had a great time. Jay's had a great time from Open Miniatures, who's the table boss, feeding all the information in our ears so we know what to talk about. You guys have been amazing for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching. It's been awesome. We've had a great weekend.
Really, really good so far. Really enjoying ourselves. Prague is a lovely place.
Yeah, it is really nice. The event's gone really well. Like really nice venue, really nice food, really well organised.
And we've actually got a little bit of time to go and be sad tourists tomorrow as well.
We're going to go be a tourist tomorrow, yeah.
Sad tourist.
Newcastle's only 5. I thought it was 6. My apologies. Beer is very... Oh, mate. We went to the bar last night, bought 2 bottles of beer, and it came to less than £3 in the hotel bar.
Was this beer £1.40?
It was like, yeah. A bottle of Hogarden is £1.60. I'm all over that. I'm all over that.
So when this round ends in an hour and 10 minutes...
Chapter Master Valrak says, I like how the staff don't waste food in this place. Charlie, it's just remembered.
I was like...
Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Hellstorm_Mikey to find out the cool, interesting stories that have been happening in Prague.
No. Don't do that, it's bad time. Yeah, they said, why don't cats track how many points are? I was like, well, cats don't play Warhammer. So,
I said Hogarden, yeah. Hogarden the beer.
It's a garden full of...
What did I do?
Equipment.
Why don't cast track how many points are lost for each side? It will give some real insight into the balance of the game. In what regard do you mean, Soren? Do not Google Hogarden. It's Hogarden with a double A. Don't Google it, just one A.
So, Jay's just been telling us that Micah thinks that not being able to get rid of those suppressors is probably costing the game.
Yeah, those suppressors are bullying.
Yeah, they're going to be able to
Hive
bully
in the top L.
now, so.
They're actually on camera now. Look how cool they are.
Yeah,
they've got guns. They're not just a
they're
base.
not hidden underneath that splatter.
Yeah, exactly.
The venom.
The venom splatter, yeah. The symbiote.
Yeah. Symbiote. We have had that stratagem today.
Have we?
Yeah.
When?
It's the one I was reading, the new one.
Oh my god, it's a symbiote! So just measuring out where the Hive Guard can shoot. So the Centurions are going... So you can shoot if I stand there. So I'm going to stand here. This is way nicer. So if, say, the points are 500 left from replay and 800 points to turn it, that would give the audience some insight into the balance. It's because it'd be so hard to track. You'd have to monitor.
Yeah, we'd have to worry about
how many points every unit is,
making sure we've got everyone.
But you can see
understanding the rules, and then also keeping track of all the individual points.
Yeah, so you can see physically on the board what's left. There's loads and loads of intercessors. There's 2 Chaplain Dreadnoughts and a Contemptor, a Thunderfire Cannon, and then all the support characters in the middle to keep them alive. And the Tyranid player has Tyranid Warriors, 2 units of Hive Guard, and an Executant and a couple of characters. Yeah, so some Zone Throats, there's a Broom Lord, and there's a Swarm Lord left. So, could it be an upgrade to Hellstorm back reps? Potentially, it's something we can think about. We're never not open to criticism, so...
Yeah, I think we could... We'll have a think about that. I'm sure there's some kind of easy system. Some easy sort of like Excel spreadsheet you could throw in at the start of a game.
Yeah.
We'll have a think, Soren. Thank you for the advice.
Death in Jest, thank you very much for follow. White Scar opening is still my favourite bat rep.
Chogoris.
For Chogoris.
The Cyberhawk.
It's not a...
yeah. The Cyberhawk.
This is definitely a Cyberhawk and not a kangaroo.
I just made it. For the great car.
We need more skits at the start of bat reps, kind of my favourite part. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's our favourite part to make, to be fair. You want to just stop using making battle reports and just make skits?
Opening it. So I really liked the beat what was it? Beat Bopheimer drone or whatever I was saying. Like.
Oh yeah, the drone one. That was on a premium back rep.
When I was a drone, that was a funny one. And also the other premium one where I was Defender of the Ring. And I was playing Knights against
the Lord Knights of Camelot.
Yeah. And I came out and I was
against
like,
Eldar,
hello, I've
battle.
come to destroy the Eldar. How about you, Eldar scum? We will meet you. It's 750 points, okay.
750 points, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, yes,
I've come
we will
for a
meet
glass
you.
of oil, because I'm a knight. When will Hellstorm Objective Markets be on sale? They'll be on sale in a week. They should be back in stock in a week. I'm just waiting for delivery. My favourite Batman was the one with the great and clean one with the chocolate sword.
No chocolate sword!
So our neoprene battle mats, objective markers will be back in stock very, very soon. Just waiting for them from the supplier. And they can update the stock. So Stormbolters into the Tyranid Warriors. So shotted the last cannon and killed one, then the Stormbolters killed another one.
Just looking. How they doing?
So see.
And Tyranids got a chance or?
Depends how well he plays it.
He played good, but
It's tough though, right hands, so.
yeah. I also took both levels I've got.
Looks like some intercessors are going to be shooting next.
See you later, man.
So 8 intercessors into the Tyranid Warriors. So he's used the Signum from Pharos to make him hit on 2 running ones. Obviously it would be 5s, but with +1 to wound. Oh no, into the Tyranid Warriors, ignore me, it's just 4s. Ignore me. Talking rubbish. There's 1 Tyranid Warrior left in the building, limping.
Cowering away.
There's no Nids in reserve, no. We are actually in turn 4 now, should update the score. It's really close. Both on 5 CP, both with 10 points, so it's really close.
Use the CP. 2 wounds.
2
now.
wounds. From 1. Interesting. Oh, so both saves failed. Thinking about CP in retaliation. Thinking about it. Thinking. It did save it with a CP. Got 4 damage through. So maybe the secondaries will come in, but currently it's close. I mean, the Reaper has probably come in maybe once, maybe twice, but that's about it. What would it be possible to get another update from the top table? Much appreciated. So maybe after when the movement phase comes in, or you could go. Jay's going now by the looks of it. He's going to find out the score.
It looks like they're having a bit of a lull at the moment, just doing a bit of movement and stuff. So it's a good time for Jay to go over.
Okay, so it looks like the kills and holds are fairly even, but the secondaries, Patrick is running away with them by the sounds of it. Don't know what turn it was, Jay, on that game. So it's just going into turn 3. Currently, this game, it's turn 4 though. This is turn 4. Top of turn 4. The 7 wounds into the Tyranid Warriors and the TFC. So 1. So Thunderfire kind of shooting twice. Seven hits. 4 wounds. So you got some Tyranids warriors killed from the Thunderfire cannon shooting twice. There you go. So yeah, this is the top of turn 4. It's Sebastian with Iron Hands going in. What we've seen is the Iron Hands play super defensively, and the Tyranids also play defensively and just poke out where they needed to get some points. It looks like Sebastian's going to score another 2 points on Gangbusters by killing all those Tyranid warriors, but we will see. So the Eliminator's next. So he's shooting into the Broodlord out of sight because he's out of range of the stuff he can see, and no wounds. Okay, so checking Stalker bolt rifles. Does it look good? So suppressors are charging into the Hive Guard. Obviously, going to get Overwatch. Looks like he's got 1 hit. 1 wound, 1 save. It's a 5+. Failed. D3 damage. 2. 6 ups. Oh. It just failed, so he does lose the suppressor. This is the top of turn 4. So the Hive Guard have been charged by the suppressor, so if the suppressor can survive, it will stop the Hive Guard shooting. The Hive Guard can hit him back, but they only hit on 4s. Do we know how many Hive Guard are left? So there's 8 attacks in retaliation from the Hive Guard, hitting on 4s, but wounded on 4s. So he's just got to try and hit and wound. Okay, so that means there's 3 left. So there's done 4. So there's only 3 Hive Guard left. We've only rolled 6 attacks. Okay, so one of them's on another floor. Sorry, so there is 4, but only 3 can fight. Looks like he's passed the save. 6 up. Now, so it takes 1 wound. The suppressor is still alive, which means the Hive Guard aren't shooting this turn. So there you go. So he rolls going into Micah's turn. Rolls a big advance in the zone throat, going backwards. And it looks like he's going to go for a cheeky smite instead. So obviously Omega's pointed out for 1 CP you can do more wound on 2+ from a mid unit, but it looks like he's going to go for a smite instead and save those 4 CP. To me that sounds like shooting twice with Hive Guard.
I think in terms of a Slanesh noise themed mid, it'd just be going gribble.
So Mag's just thinking what he's going to do. He has the Exocrine, he's probably going to stay still now, so he can shoot twice and reroll once. Got the Tyranid Warriors not really doing much in the middle of the board right now.
Nope.
We've got the Hive Guard in the bottom corner as well. Oh, so it's the Gene Stealers, sorry. The Gene Stealers are just chilling. Looks like they're going for an advance. The Broodlord's advancing, 14. So yeah, he's chilling in there with the Tyranid Prime and the Swarm Lord and that L. The Brood Lord coming out. Maybe go for a double move if he's near the Swarm Lord. I don't think he is. Doesn't look like he is. But essentially... So I'm not sure what he's doing with the Brood Lord there. Maybe just pulling him out of range so he can't get shot by the sniper rifles again. Might be a good option. Sniper rifles chasing him up at the bottom. He's still rooting for the Tyranids, Elliot.
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to think, surely...
What are you thinking? Talk to me.
Can you not score Reaper at the same turn you score Gangbusters?
Yeah, you can, because that's the asterisk, that's where you can start.
Sebastian actually managed to kill 20 models yet?
Maybe Reaper just hasn't been added yet.
I was going to say, because that squad of Gene Stealers was at least 16.
Yeah.
So.
I think he's on 2 points for Reaper by, at least.
Just having a think.
Yeah.
What was your question? Sorry, I was deep.
How are you feeling the chances for the Tyranids right now? How do you think he's going to do?
Slipping through their claws.
Yeah.
It's not looking good, obviously.
Through their claws, through their pincers.
Aggressively. And he's having to react to things that Sebastian is doing.
Yeah.
So we're not playing on his terms now. We're playing on Sebastian's terms. He's kind of dictating this game.
So it looks like he's moving the Exocrine and the Hive Guards, and neither of those are going to be really well he wants to hit. Unless he spends a CP, but it looks like he's trying to get into line of sight of more stuff.
I think he's just trying to force that chaplain to move.
Yeah, which is like, it doesn't really matter, it's 9 hands, so he can move and shoot at normal. So. Yeah. Well, it would have been best off doing it, staying still and just trying to obliterate. Maybe what he's trying to do is move the Exocrine to shoot the stuff that's closer to, move it closer to the Chaplain Dreadnoughts. If the Hive Guard or the Exocrine kill the Intercessors, then the opposite unit can then shoot into the Chaplain Dreadnought, which should be really good.
So he's going to try and get rid of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Just coming before, obviously, the Chaplain's here.
Obviously a character, so you can't target him.
Yeah. These are actually behind.
Yeah. There you go.
I can do it too, see?
So killing this unit would be give him a smiley face. Thank you very much for Spoon Wargaming. Also went this weekend. Obviously, if you are interested in supporting live 40k from us, then obviously we have a GoFundMe for a super awesome duper super.
It's a UAV.
UAV.
We're going to be flying around in circles.
One of my friends said he left 4 Brits here and they put him down here in the judges table. Necron Brits.
This isn't a judge table. That's a judge table. That's a judge table.
Maybe the team tournament is the other side. Thank you.
Suffering from sitting in front of a computer.
Yeah, everyone thinking that we're a TO once again when we're definitely not.
getting asked where lost models are.
Has anyone found some wraiths? Has anyone seen any wraiths?
No, buddy, sorry.
Please, no. So give us a quick rundown of what's happening, Jay. Just a quick rundown.
We had Catalyst fail. Psychic Screen killed that last suppressor, and the Zone Threat gave the exploding 6s to the Hive Guard in that back building. The Hive Guard had knife shot into the Intercessor, the 10-man unit, only did 1 wound. Exocrine did use a Stratford, didn't move. Got 2 that went through. There's 2 damage apiece.
There you go.
First one, it does kill the one that was on 1 wound, and then the second shot. It's another. Oh, that was onto the Eliminators, apologies.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much, Jay, for that. Jay from Mohawk Miniatures. Being an absolute legend in the table boss this weekend, feeding all the information to us so he can feed that to you guys. I have to look into some pretty good matches getting into this far. Yeah, exactly. He's got really good points. He's actually tied with Sebastian right now. But yeah, it's been a really interesting game to see Tyranids like actually last this long for a start.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough, they might look like they're losing, but still, it's still really close.
Okay, so shots going into the Contemptor now using the Hive Guard. So we get a few 6s in there, so they have exploded.
Okay.
Use roll to wound, freeze to wound. Okay.
How many Marine armies are on the top 10 tables? You can have a look at all the pairings and the lists on Tawny Keeper. So Dreadnought's down to 10
There's
moves.
at least like 4 or 5.
Yeah, there's 3 on the top 2 tables, so you know, I'm sure you can work it out. Very interesting.
So, Mikey,
Yes.
I don't know Hive Guard.
Yes.
Say I was going to build a new Tyranid army, and I wanted to sort of pick and choose the best units using some science.
Science.
What could I do?
Right, Elliot. So let me tell you about the NID list I'm building. The NID list I'm building. Right, it is a Hive Tyrant and a Broodlord. Right. Super cheap caster, also pretty nasty in combat, right? It's 3 units of Ripper Swarms, you know why? Because they don't cost anything, they're cheap as anything, right? Then what you want is 3 units of 6 Hive Guard with the Imperial Cannons, because they're strength 8, -2, D3 damage, ignoring line of sight and 2 shots each. They can shoot twice a turn, did you know? The reroll ones to hit because they're Kronos, right? So that's 24 times 2, that's 48 indirect strength 8, -2, D3 damage shots a turn. Which is cool, right?
Okay,
Do you know what you put in there? 3 Exocrines, what you can see on the table right now.
You have missed my segue. Say that I didn't have any friends who were into Warhammer, and I was going to use an application to help me build a list.
Yeah?
What could I use?
You use this,
I
what
love
you
how
do...
you just went off like, so, I've got a super cheap caster. It does 48 hits.
I thought you asked me about
it.
So once you've got this list, you can see with the Math Hammer app how much damage that can do in a turn. So that's where I'm going, Elliot. It's a super good segue that you ruined for me.
I was just getting over concerned. I was like, oh no, we're going to end up on some big segue.
115 is a super cheap caster who's a nails in combat. Yeah. So you can use the Math Hammer app to find out how much damage 48 strength 8 -2 D3 damage shots will do to a lowly intercessor if you wanted to,
As we found out,
a Warhound Titan.
As we found out this morning, there is a free version of the app.
There is a free version of the app, so you can try that out. But the paid one has a lot of extra features. Thank you very much to Moon Tyranids for posting that in the chat. I'll post that to all 3 platforms. But Math Hammer, thank you very much to those guys for sponsoring the stream, because they've managed to help us out this weekend, which has been really cool. And it's super cheap as well. It's only £3.60 on the Google Play Store. I mean, if you don't have £3.60 to find out how good Hive Guard are, then I don't know what to do, mate. You're probably in the wrong hobby. Just tested Biovores. They are amazing. There you go. Did you test that with the Math Hammer app? Because I did. Hopefully. We got a little bit of an update from Table 1. Looks like Patrick's winning on points. And it looks like Sebastian is going to get tabled by the Brohammer list. The 3 Chaplain Dreadnoughts and the Leviathan. So there you go. So it looks like Patrick is going to be winning that. It looks like he's going to be winning that game.
So Stefan, then having a bad time.
Stefan is having a bad time, yeah. I said Sebastian in turn. Yeah, my bad. Stefan versus Patrick and Sebastian versus Michael, yeah. It's been a very, very long weekend, I apologise.
So that is happening over on Table 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sebastian and our table is not about to get table.
No. Def
obviously in quite a
on
strong
table
position,
one.
but Michael doing an admirable job of hanging into this game with points. That is now. I believe the apothecary has just brought someone back from the dead.
What's happening with the apothecary?
He brought someone back from the dead, I believe.
Okay. Oh yeah, so obviously he can re-roll that dice because
Yep.
he's the chief apothecary.
You can get a real melee character for 145-ish points. Now he only takes 2 wounds on the Steelers out of a possible 5.
Okay. Thunderhammer moves 12, does 3 damage, fights 2 CPU dev. Yeah, but that's a Space Marine, not a Tyranid. Space Marines are obviously super good and undercosted, and everyone knows that. That's why I love them. So we're going to find out what's shooting next.
We are.
Do you know what's shooting, Elliot?
Something shooting the Exocrine.
They're shooting into the Exocrine. I imagine it's all those intercessors that have just moved closer.
So there's 2 hits, 1 wound. It does have a 5-up save. So it fails to save and goes through for 3 damage. So the Exocrine is down to 5 damage.
5 wounds.
5 wounds.
So the Exocrine has 5 wounds
It's allowed
remaining.
to take 5 damage before it dies. I've managed to kill 2 of those Hive Guard.
Oh no, that's big. Obviously moving those up to try
Missiles
and get...
both hit as well.
I'm not really sure what he was thinking with those Hive Guard. Maybe they're out of range, but I would have just left them in the corner.
I think desperate times, desperate measures, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they both have 36-inch range, so they could have just waited to get in range. Ace Face saying that the Tyranid player is the hero of the event.
Yep.
Because Ace Faces obviously went for best Tyranid faction last year. Best Tyranid player. No cult of the hive mind or whatever they call it. No, this is pure Tyranid action just for you.
Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor. Is that what you mean?
So Cult of Four-Armed Emperor is a type of cult in the Genestealer faction codex. But Cult of the Hive Mind is when you mix Genestealer cults and Tyranids together. So that's what it counts of in the ITC.
What about the Cult of Personality?
The Cult of Personality, you mean? Yeah, it's alright. Forces of the Hive Mind, not Cult of the Hive Mind. I'm just a liar. I'll just say, guys, we've been talking about Warhammer for about 14 hours this weekend, so I apologise for mispronouncing a few things
That's
here
not
and there.
enough time.
Cult of the Swole-Armed Emperor. Says Evil Beard. Amazing. So do you know what's shooting next, Elliot?
So that was the Intercessors that just popped the Hive Tyrant. Virus is shooting. He's got 3 wounds on the Exocrine. Lost the saves, though only 1's gone through.
Down to 3 wounds, I presume?
3 wounds.
Ow. Looks like it's going to lose that Exocrine this turn. So Ferris' bolter did 2 damage. Because he's got like a super heavy bolter that's 2 damage.
How many wounds are the Exocrine on now, Joe? 2? Cool. It's down to 3 wounds, sorry.
Down to 3 wounds, yeah. So the Pharos' bolter is strength 5, -2 in the Devastator Doctrine, and 2 damage, which is really good. Inferno8802, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. It's really, really cool of everyone to tune into this. A little bit of a different event. It's not one of the most well-known events, but it is run by GameMat.eu, which is obviously one of the most well-known terrain makers in the world. They're super good. We're using their GameMat terrain and GameMat battle mat, which is super cool. This is their City of Steel terrain. It is the Snowstorm battle mat. At least I know what this one's called today. They've flown us out to stream this event. Well, thank you for watching. It's been really cool to bring all this hot action to you. It's been really nice. And again, thank you very much to Math Hammer. No weird segue this time, Elliot. No super cool Tyranid list. Just saying. But thank you very much to Math Hammer for sponsoring the stream as well. And thank you to you guys at home for tuning in. We literally couldn't do it without you. You are the most important ones.
We could, but it'd be like just an iPhone. Me and Mikey sat in Sheffield.
Yeah, talking to each other.
Talking to, no one.
Elliot, do you know what's happening in this game? Yes,
No,
mate, I'm sat next to you. Doing so well. So good to see Tyranids in an ITC doing so well. Yeah, exactly. It's really cool to see Micah do so well.
Interesting bit of info.
Gossip.
Sebastian can't actually max Reaper.
He can't actually max Reaper.
79 models.
Just 79 models. Oh my golly gosh, that is amazing. So denied 1 point. So Reaper is only worth 3, and he's already scored 2 points for it now. He's going to have to rely on getting ground control by the looks of it. It looks like he's going to be able to get ground control, but I mean, he's still got to do it. With Sebastian going first, if he wanted to score ground control, then Micah will have a turn to interact and try and stop him scoring points there. So it could swing him again, but you know, we'll have to see. There you go, we got the chess clock on screen now, so you got 21 minutes for Micah and 30 minutes still left for Sebastian, so still quite interesting. It's all to play for. Mikey go and steal some of those Iron Hands models. I might do, to be fair. They're actually Raptors, but there you go. It is currently using the old ITC rules, so it's 2019. The 2019 ITC pack, because this is the fact, because their events were submitted before the new pack came out. Guys, where are all the units for the NIDS list in reserve, right? Yes, they are in reserve. Oh no, it's turn 4. They've died. Oh no.
Oh, they're all broken and on the floor. So the Broodlord has moved up 11 inches.
Wow, that's a good
time. So I think he's just been able to click that objective.
Yeah, because he moved 8 within the advance, which is really good. And obviously, he advanced 3d6, picked the highest. Looks like he couldn't quite make it onto the objective, so he decided to pull back. There is a Contemptor Dreadnought up there, though, running up with the guy with the Ironstone looking after him. So it's not looking safe up there, to say the least. How many Iron Hands models are dead? Can we get a quick run round to find out how many are dead, Jay?
13.
13, so not 10, 13.
It would have been nice if it was 10, because they're the Iron 10th.
While you broadcasting this game, there's little kids watching. I know it is quite a brutal game, but it's probably rated like a 15. It's cartoon violence, exactly. So it looks like we're doing some psychic powers by the sounds of it.
2 wounds.
With Smite, I presume?
Smite, I think he's trying to get a feel no pain in there. Ooh, 5 lost through those powers through Psychic Scream and Smite.
5 wounds.
Still, yeah, still
decent.
5 wounds left on it though.
Still decent. It's quite good.
I think he's going to go for Catalyst on the Swarm
So 5 plus feeling pain on himself.
1. He's taken 1 damage.
Okay. So the Swarm Lord has obviously come out to play. He can double move himself, which is in the shooting phase, which would be really good. Rated E for the Emperor. I might be bitter since I've been playing NIDS since 2nd edition and now the rules NIDS get are subpar versions of the rules from other armies. 34 points for a Lictor or 42 points for Assault Centurion. Yeah, I mean, Marines are broken. I mean, sadly, it's not news. They are undercosted and Tyranids are struggling. It's the problem with the game. The game isn't balanced, but, you know, doesn't mean you can't enjoy a little bit of live Warhammer on a Sunday afternoon, does it?
Nope.
Are you enjoying live Warhammer on a Sunday afternoon?
We're not going to be able to write the world's...
I mean, if I did write the rules, I would make Tyranids way better because I enjoy playing my Tyranids.
Yeah. In the ideal world, all the armies would be entirely, completely balanced, but
I mean,
exactly. Never been that.
What they should do is take Hiveguard and make those 10 points and make G-Sealers 3 points.
Yeah, and then you have another codex that responds to that, and then you just end up going in a big, massive, vicious circle. And what people get sad about is they don't get their time being broken.
Yeah, it's tough. Tyranids had their time in 7th edition with the obnoxious flying Hive Tyrants.
Yep.
So, with all the Twin Devourers. Do you remember those, Elliot?
Oh, no. As a Night player, it just makes me feel sick.
Just make everything 0 points. I'm pretty sure that happened in Age of Sigmar and that did not go well. Just make Tyranids in the Brotherhood of Psychers and let them smite like mad. Yeah, that would really change Tyranids, to be fair, because they do have a lot of Psychers. Being able to smite a lot would be really good. But yeah, Tyranids are in a bad place and everyone knows that. However, Micah is flying the flag with Tyranids. He's absolutely flying the flag with 126 ITC points over 5 rounds, which is really good.
Ned's still on the apology tour, boys.
Exactly that.
I mean, I always remember in 7th
That's why Grey Knights were so crap for so long.
I remember coming up against like combined arm attachments of Ultramarines and being like, and just like steamrolling through them. Yeah. Knights. Marines were not in a good place last edition.
No. So they weren't in a good place in most of this edition.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting their time in the sun now, and it's a shame that it's come on such a broken rule set. But
yeah. Exactly, Tywin and Grey Knights have just got off that train.
Anybody but Eldar.
Yeah. Does anyone remember Drago's Star in 6th edition? They've only just got off the pain train. Rufio says, I love how you guys set this up. I can't even say how cool this filming setup is. Well, thank you very much.
So, let's have... I think they're just having a look at just keeping our scores up to date. Yeah, so currently neither players have got a kill. So they're struggling a little tiny bit. Looking at moving the Swarm Lord up towards Objective 5. He's used Hive Commander on himself, obviously, in the shooting phase, so he's moved up to Objective 5. Those Marines aren't going to be able to overwatch because of the horror. So they're going to struggle a little tiny bit. If any of you guys are doing any hobbying, let us know in the comments. You sat here building some new models or painting something while listening to us, let us know. can see it's only is that 13 minutes, one for EJ. Yep, 13 minutes left for the Tyranid player. So he does need to get a bit of a move on. Durga, thank you so much for following the channel. You get 50 plus Warhammers. So we're getting a good number of hits. Ooh. 4 saves for Sebastian. 2 of them go through. So only a total of 2 damage because of the Iron Stone, but both do go through.
Painting the Necron army ready for the Warhammer World Team tourney in April. Are you guys going there? Well, I'm hoping to try and go there, which would be really cool. Yep. Team event, 4 players. I love team events. We're actually running our own team event in May, 23rd and 24th, if you're interested.
No, that would be really interesting. It'd be interesting to see where it'll be as well.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's a bit.
Maybe there'll be an FAQ in March to fix Space Marines. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Building 6 converted Shining Spears at the moment. Super popular for the Eldar.
No one. Really good. No wounds been done on the Swarmlord.
Rubbish. Oh, he's made combat. Iron Hands.
I thought they couldn't Overwatch Jay because of the horror. Ah, right, okay, so apologies, so they didn't have horror, it was paroxysm. Getting confirmation. Right, okay. So it's a -1 to hit.
I like the idea of banning index, Codex Space Marines 1, Codex Space Marines 2, 2 Vigilance Bolts, 5 Psychic Awakening Bolts for my army to stay relevant. Me as well.
Me and Jay both trying to decipher the Tyranids rules when we both play Imperial Knights. Like, what do you mean, the psychic phase? What's that?
Horror is -1 to hit, exactly.
So he's wondering about using a CP in the hit roll.
I apologise, guys. The clear Tyranid player, which is me, playing Tyranids 3 times in total, was busy doing some important technical fixing while these guys were trying to fathom through the psychic powers, which is just terrible. So I'm so sorry that happened.
I'll tell them all what you were really doing in a minute.
Because Elliot's stupid.
So I think he was contemplating using a CP to reroll damage. So it looks like that was... Oh, the tail scored one.
Nice.
5 invulnerable saves.
So the tail is strength user, no AP, but it's D3 damage, so...
So they're flat 3 damage each, so that's the first one, dead.
Second one
dead.
Third one.
And the third one is dead as well.
As you're at the top table, it looks like it's about to finish, but Stefan was looking like he's about to be tabled in turn 4 to Patrick, so looks like Patrick's probably won that one.
So the Intercessors are still holding the objective. That's good. Going to be able to sit there and attempt to move up.
Even with all the flaws. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Skymaster, what I said.
So he's going to use the Thunderhammer, hitting on 5s because of the horror, re-rolling because of the litanies. 3 hits. Go through on the Swarmlord. 3 wounds. 3 up invuln.
Are we close to 9th edition?
Yep, in close combat has a 3 up invulnerable save. Might have a 3 up invuln anyway.
A Swarmlord has a 3 up in combat. He has a 4+ normally, but 3+ in combat. Because he's a master cross swordsman, obviously. Maybe we'll get a 9th edition, but who knows? Do you know who knows? Games Workshop. Do you know who else knows? No one.
He's taken for the Swarmlord, he's down to 6.
So 6 wounds left on the
So
Swole
he's
Lord.
taken 6 damage. We've managed to save 2 of them with his Feel No Pain.
That's good.
Which is perfectly statistical, shall we say.
It is statistical, and you'd know that using the Math Hammer app.
I would.
Exclamation point
yeah.
Math Hammer. 8.5, I say, says Chat to Master Valrak, and a Dawn returns.
Dawn's never returning.
We'll see.
Dawn's as dead as Sanguinius. So Sebastian is now out of CP.
Yeah, so both players out of CP as well. Take a shot every time Valrak mentions Dawn before the end of the stream. We can say we're taking them, we just can't show you or we'll get banned, so...
I would be really drunk and I would have only spent about £2 at the end of that. So.
I've just ordered 19 shots, how much is that? £3. Okay, thank you. Just £3. 100 Czech crowns.
Oh, I've really enjoyed.
Prague is amazing.
So far, it's
So
been really
cool.
good.
So cool. I love
See
this
why
place.
lots of people come here.
Yeah. Lots of stag do's, funnily enough.
So we've got to do a morale now at -8.
What happened to the Repulsor Executioners? I thought they were a staple choice.
All of them would die, but he's going to re-roll.
Repulsors were good before the Codex came out. And then Imperial Fist came out.
One guy left.
One guy left.
Because of They Shall Know No. Dropped my pen then and it actually landed on my back. Rumours say 9th edition this summer. Rumours also said 9th edition last summer, so we can never really tell.
Yeah. Who knows?
He was killed by Abaddon. Well, these things are also fluid. I mean, we see what happens with Star Wars. Star Wars had the extended universe, and everyone was saying, no, that can't happen. And then they just changed it. So. So scores have been updated now, 18-15 in favour of the Marines. So,
this is currently turn...
Can you repeat that for me, please?
Turn 5. I think we're just going into turn... That was turn 5, we're just going into turn 6, sorry.
The number 6, because there's no context.
There's 18-15 going into the final turn.
So Michael's done really well. There's still plenty of opportunities for Headhunter in this game. Those Centurions have been advanced.
So it's the final turn. Sebastian obviously has ground control, which he scored no points for, but that is hold an objective at the end of the turn. End of the game, sorry.
Yeah, so obviously the Sentinels that advance will only be able to fire their flames.
I think I've just been robbed by a TO. He just took my water. I've been robbed by Matouche of the game mat. I've just been robbed. Matouche, would you like that water? You can have it. It's honestly, you can have it. So now it's not robbery. It's just a gift. Confirmed. Matouche is a thief.
Yeah, we need some check objective markers. Objective markers.
I need to check on him. I'm sure he won't mind when these objective markers go missing after the stream.
I'm writing it down. So. I'm writing objective markers down.
Objective markers. I can't believe it's taken us 15 hours to work that one out.
Objective markers.
Objective markers.
That's it. But now we're in the delirious last half an hour of a Warhammer tournament, and nothing makes sense. And then we rally in the final 10. I predict a huge Primaris release in June.
A huge! It's got capital
Primaris
H.
Jetpikes and Primaris Land Speeders for the end of Q2, start of Q3. It's when GW staff get their profit share every year.
Yeah, can see that.
Interesting.
There's some been funky images been leaking around. Some pixelated images of certain units, so potentially.
So the Apothecary failed to bring anybody back. He does get to re-roll it because of his Warlord trait. Failed again.
Well, the Warlord trait is the Feel No Pain, but when you make something a Chief Apothecary, they get to re-roll it just naturally.
So he's Chief
close,
Apothecary buff.
very close, yeah. Close enough.
Yeah. But he wasn't able to do it. It still wasn't enough.
Yeah, exactly. So, fair play.
6d6 shots.
6d6 shots.
19 hits from the Flamers.
Yes, because they are shooting into what are they shooting into?
Into the Gene Stealers in front
into
of them.
Into the Gene Stealers, they just tagged that objective. So it's 6d6 auto hits plus all of the bolters. There's 3 left, so that's 36 bolter shots as well.
They can't shoot the bolters because they advanced.
Oh, okay, cool, my apologies. That would have been 36 extra bolter shots.
It would have been, yeah. Hopefully he can do it with the...
So it looks like he's killed quite a few Gene Stealers. How many Gene Stealers were killed?
There are 6 left in the unit, so he killed 5 just then.
Wow.
Oh, Thunderfire Cannon also shooting at them.
Sure can. Unfortunately, the leaks shown so far say no jet bikes, only Primaris Outriders. I mean, Primaris Outriders sound cool. He does wound.
6 wounds, that's 1 each.
Oh no. 1.
Passes 3 of them, so...
So 3 dead. So there's
3 of them died,
3 Stealers left.
Reaper point.
Yes. That'll be the final Reaper point as well.
It will be the final Reaper point, yeah.
The final Reaper point in the final of the Prague Open Wargaming event. The 88-man ITC event, which should be really fun. So as you're seeing, we are seeing Sebastian versus Michael. It's currently the last turn of the game. Sebastian
the Hive Lord is actually closer than the Brood Lord. So Laskaran has to shoot the Execrete.
Oh god.
1 wound on the Execrete. Goes through though. It's a 3.
That's it, Execrete is dead. Oh no.
Does it splat on a 6?
Wouldn't matter, I don't think. But still, it's good now. It's always good to roll it, isn't it? So it's looking like Michael is going to struggle now. Currently, Sebastian would score 4 points of ground control if there's no response from Sebastian. I've got names mixed up. Sebastian would score 4 points of ground control if Micah can't kill anything. Because ground control is hold an objective, get a point for every objective you control at the end of the game. So Micah will have a turn to respond to try and stop him scoring those secondaries.
3 saves to make. Pyrus is firing at the Swarm Lord as well.
Oh no.
To be toughing it out.
Yeah. I think if the Swarm Lord dies here, that's most definitely game.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Pyrus has no wounds to the Swarm Lord. He sticks in there.
We do have the Smash Captain who's going to be able to charge into the Swarm Lord, though.
Chaplain's fired his last cannon, only 1's hit. Fails to wound!
Oh! Twin Lars Cannon, only 1 wound. What the hell?
Going in there, everything's just trying to shoot at the Swarm Lord.
Absolutely crazy, absolutely.
Wait, the Swarm Lord smashes it. There's a crack grenade going in now.
5's to wound. RIP XO, you served the fleet well. F in the chat for the Exocrine.
F in the chat for the entire Tyranids Codex.
F in the chat for all the Tyranid players to go with them. I love you because I love Tyranids. But F in the chat, guys. See how many Fs we can get in the chat, that'd be really cool. I'd love to roll my nids out, but they're even sucking into my Death Guard. Yes, exactly. Death Guard do have Morty. F in the chat. Look at all those Fs just pouring in across Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube.
Everything's just been poured in. Go on. Go on, Brood Lord. Do it for the boys.
I joined late. Come on, Nid, says Sam. Come on, Nid, you can do this. You can do this, Tyranids. It's all over, but you can do this.
Upgraded, 2 croc missiles. Flies. Flies. Nope. So that's the first time.
GW say F in the chat for Nids too. Pretty sure.
That's the first time. We're getting Fs now because that's the first time Jay has ever seen a Iron Hands Dreadnought miss because it's been degraded.
What? An Iron Hands Dreadnought missed? You joking?
Sorry, could you repeat that, Jay? It was a bit of a cheer. Jay? Cool, so we're charging the Broodlord in.
It's a Broodlord charging. I mean, do you mean charging into the Broodlord? Not Broodlord charging in. I got confused then. I was like... Nids did take really bad secondaries, yeah. Headhunter brave, Recon brave, Butcher's build, no chance. This is the old missions, yeah. This is because the list submission was before the new pack, and the pack is still in beta, so it does change every day. And the pack is probably be finalised in the next week or so we'll see. But next weekend we are streaming the Northeast Open on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be using the brand new ITC pack, so that should be cool.
So 3 wounds on the Broodlord. Needs to make them all, really.
Probably the Broodlord's going to be dead, I imagine.
Failed 2 of them.
Yeah, that's 6 damage on the Chain Fist. Oh no, sorry, 8 damage. It's 4 damage each.
Yeah.
It's a Chain Fist. You're going to be there, Glarg? Well, we'll be there too. We'll be streaming that event, so make sure you come over and say hello. Win some games. You might even get on camera. That'll be awesome. Maybe. Fire up to fists. That should be quite fun, to be fair. Right, time to go watch the rugby, guys. See you in Newcastle next weekend. Safe trip. Thank you very much. We will definitely see you in Newcastle. We'll be travelling up Friday night setup. We'll be streaming 5 games of Warhammer 40k with the 2020 ITC missions, which will be really cool.
Enjoy the rugby.
Have fun.
So, Shaky Tom said before, big up to Michael for getting his Nids this far, though. Round 5 undefeated. So, interestingly, he has actually lost a game, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, but they are just using the actual ITC points have scored for placings. So, he's actually 4th in the placings. He's tied for 3rd with Sebastian. So, they both had 126 points going into this final round. So, it should be interesting. Either of these players could take the win. So... But it looks like Sebastian is going to be winning this game from the looks of things right now.
Michael can obviously still
score some points. Yeah, the thing is Sebastian's only got 22 points, but he does have quite a few kills that turn, so he's probably guaranteed kill more. And also ground control. He's currently holding 4 objectives. So if he holds... For every objective he holds at the end of the game, he's going to get an extra point. He's also probably going to get hold more because he's holding 4 objectives. So Micah has to do a lot in this turn to try and pull it back and score all those points. He's got to score 7 points and deny kill more, hold more, and ground control. So I think this is probably the done game, but we'll see what Micah can do. What do you reckon, Elliot? You were rooting for the Nids at the start. Do you think they can score 7 points?
I'm not going to rule it out, but
it's not
statistically, it's not likely, is it?
Dookie Dave says he's also going to get hold more because he's holding more.
It'd be interesting
Next level comms there, Mikey. Thank you,
Dookie. It would be this close.
Yeah.
Did you think it was going to be this close?
I didn't think it was going to be this close, no. It was over when he decided to play Tyranids. I mean, he's done well. Look at this. He's scored so many points. He's on one of the top tables in the final round of the event. I mean, fair play. Fair play.
Yeah.
The only other Tyranid
really
list that could do this is the My Tyranid list because it's the best list ever. I need to combine the models.
Oh, he's done 1 damage on his smite.
Oh, no. His Iron Hand's going to get another nerf. Probably. We'll see in the FAQ, maybe. If not, probably everyone will sell their armies. So, is this close? I mean, it's going to be quite close. It's probably going to be like a 26-20 loss. But we'll see. Do we know what's shooting now?
Ooh, no Ironstone.
Oh.
That's a lot of damage.
No half damage. Oh, it kills him. Wow.
Yeah.
Wowzers. And no half damage Strax is out of CP.
It was a character that drove.
Yeah, so that's Headhunter, it's a character. Wow. There you go. Couple of points.
Yep.
If he kills another unit, that's Butcher's Bill. That's 2 points. There's a character sat on an objective in front of him. Which character is that, Jay?
The lieutenant.
The lieutenant who's holding the Ironstone.
Lieutenant with the
Can't use it on himself.
He's 5. He's roll 5. Did you say he rolled a 5?
Charges in with the
made the
Hive
charge.
Guard. Amazing. Come on, Hive Guard. You can do this. Come on.
Wrap him. Punch him with your fists.
So that is also denied ground control. So 2 points will be denied for ground control, which is good. And also, he might deny hold more because they're both holding 2 at the minute. Because Micah holds this one and this one with a troop. Because I believe that's a Tyranid warrior, maybe. Who's holding the middle objective?
Who's holding the middle objective? It looks like... doing combat at the moment. So.
Okay, Jay, who's holding the middle objective with the Tyranids?
Tyranid Gene Sealer's just tiptoed on it.
Yeah, so he's holding these 2 objectives now. So 1, 2, which is denied 2 points for ground control. And
That is the end of the game.
Yeah, and he's also denied hold more because he's only holding 2 himself. So quite a good play there. Fair play, keeping that Tyranid Gene Stealer alive. So ground control, only 2 points. Sebastian shouldn't get hold more because there's only 5 objectives. And the Gene Stealer's holding 1. The Hive Guard are holding another. There we go. We're just going to get the final score. That wasn't a bad turn.
No,
from Mike. That was quite a good turn.
That was good.
Because of those couple of clutch plays at the end, he's managed to deny some points onto Sebastian. Sorry, stopping 2 points of ground control, stopping hold more. So it looks like a 25-19. We're just going to find out. There you go. There's the handshake. There's a handshake from Jay's head coming in. So that is the end of the game. Shall we cut back to our faces, Elliot? Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
The people probably don't want to see it.
25-19.
But there you go.
To Michael, because that looked very tough.
That was a super tough matchup. But scoring 19 points out of that game, again, when points are so important compared to win-loss, I mean, that's fair play. Absolutely fair play. But what a game that was to watch. Really, really fun. Tyranids, like, just being able to keep grabbing points and keep getting these hold mores and keep getting these kills, which is really good.
Managing to just pull a little inch back here, a little inch back there, and just manage to keep himself in the game.
Yeah, exactly. But fair play to Sebastian. Obviously, I was rooting for him through the entire game because I'm a terrible Iron Hands player and I hate the world, obviously.
So, well, that I guess wraps up a long but wonderful weekend of Warhammer.
Yeah, that is the end of the day. Thank you to S2C4R7 for the follow. Does that spell a word, Elliot? Scratadoo.
Florida!
So thank you everyone for tuning in this weekend. What a fantastic weekend of 5 awesome games. We're not going to be able to stay on to see who actually wins the event because there's still games going on. There's still time on the clock.
Yeah.
So if you want to check out who wins, you can always check Tony Keeper to find out the final placings. But fair play to Sebastian and Micah. We will probably share the results as well, but I mean, if you want to get instant action, go to TonyKeeper.com. You can keep track of all the placings there.
Although it was, obviously we don't know. We could probably, should we speculate?
Speculate. I imagine Patrick has won the event.
I imagine Patrick as well. So Patrick was on 140 points going into round 4.
Yeah, he's tabled his last opponent.
Yeah, he ran away.
Sebastian won there, but only got 25 points, which wasn't great. But yeah, I imagine Iron Hands have won, and then Iron Hands have come second. But we'll see. Obviously, you can track that on Tony Keeper, as I said. But obviously, thank you. Massive shout out to Jay. Jay, come over, come show your face. Jay from Mohawk Miniatures has been helping us all weekend with table bossing and also commentating early today. So thank you very much. There he is. Brings on the Mohawk.
What a day!
Yeah, that's it.
It's been epic.
So thank you very much to Elliot. You've been great.
Okay.
You had a great time.
Had a good time. Had fun.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you to you guys at home for watching. We've had an absolutely insane amount of people watching, which has been really cool. Probably hit one of the highest we've ever had for a live stream, which is really good. Thank you to Prague Open Wargaming event and obviously GameMat.eu for flying us out to cover this event. We've really enjoyed covering it and bringing all that action to you guys. And then finally, Mathhammer, exclamation point Mathhammer, Gooey J, thank you very much for follow. Shout out to Mathhammer for sponsoring the event.
It's been a bit warm in here, so yeah.
Yeah, it is, Gooey J. I just caught up. Thank you very much to Mathhammer for sponsoring the stream. They're also sponsoring next week's stream, which is the Northeast Open, which is going to be live from Newcastle. It's a 5-round, 150-man event, which should be really cool. And I think that's everything.
Yeah, whether Jay ends up streaming tonight, I guess depends on how cheap the beers are. Because if the beers are too cheap, we might get an emergency stream later from the bedroom.
Yeah, you can find that on my OnlyFans. Let's not go into that though.
Yeah. If you have enjoyed this coverage and you'd like to support us further, then obviously we have Hellstormwargaming.co.uk, we have Patreon, but we also have a GoFundMe running right now. We are trying to get a super awesome PTZ camera or pan tilt zoom. That's the first time I've actually called it the right thing. Where we'll be able to zoom in on and move the cameras around so you guys can see exactly what's happening. THGB, thank you very much for follow. So that's really cool of you. So we're trying to get one of those cameras. If you'd like to support, that would be amazing. Otherwise, the main thing is tell your friends you're watching an awesome stream and tell them to tune in next week. But otherwise, this guy's been Mohawk Miniatures. We've been Hellstorm. You guys have been fantastic, and hopefully we'll see you next weekend. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, it is the Blood Raven shooting phase versus the Thousand Suns. Dan, what would you like to shoot first?
Well, I need to kill something, so I'm really thinking. Your characters are there, and I've got some snipers, so I'm thinking I probably should kill them.
Okay.
So I might go. Ahriman's there. Ahriman's got his warlord trait, so do you know what? We'll try and start this one with the eliminators. Actually, hold on. No, we're gonna go with the grav into the rubrics.
Okay.
Because I've just literally math hammered it, and
what are you playing at?
I'm playing with this cool app.
What
it's
app?
brilliant. So this Math Hammer app.
Hey guys, the new Math Hammer app that's brand new to the App Store revolutionises the way you can work out the effectiveness of different units across the game. There's a bunch of cool features that you can use to represent different units and abilities. It has multiple weapons to see the full damage output of a single unit instantly, full support for rerolls, modifiers, exploding stickers and much more. For example, instant grav that we were about to use, it knew that we needed to reroll wounds and damage rolls, as well as take into account like chapter masters nearby, etc. It has full profile analysis in one click. You can see return of investments. You can compare points values for the attack and defender to work out how effective one unit is killing another and then gain the points value of that. You can quickly input and save attacker and defender profiles and get instant results for your saved profiles as well. I wouldn't promote something on the channel that I don't believe in. I've used this app personally, and that is hands down honest truth. I have used this myself to work out what units I want to take at the next few tournaments I'm going to in the near future. Massive shout out to Math Hammer for coming forward and supporting us, so hopefully you guys can help them in return. Like they let us basically do anything we want, so it was really cool, so thanks for that. You can find the app on the App Store, search for Math Hammer and make sure you look for the correct logo and get that cool app. So thanks to you guys and hopefully you enjoy the video.